ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Car repair is car repair. Most places you go can change your oil or fix your brakes. The difference is the experience you'll get at Omaha Car Care. We're part of the community. We were born here, and we believe that our relationship with you should be built to last. We're going to consult you, not sell you. We're going to give you a free loaner car. We're going to treat you like a valued friend that we want to continue to see in the years to come. I'm Rick Betker, owner of Omaha Car Care, and we'll be along for the ride.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
When you're rolling Charmin Ultra Soft on the party, this is more, so roll it back, everybody. Charmin's irresistibly soft and hella nice. The grip is always soft. It's our party vibe. It's cushion and so our cheeks feel flat. So what? Everybody wanna touch the sky.
Charmin Ultra Soft is irresistibly soft and more absorbent, so you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Fellow Nebraskans, we need your help getting signatures to finally legalize medical marijuana. We only have 3 weeks left. Get to our state's best liquor stores, wine, beer, and spirits today and sign. Support us at nmm2024.org to make donations. Let's go.
Tickets for less. Best seats, best prices, no service fees. Shop ticketsforless.com. KOZN Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. This is 1620 The Zone.
Crossover is
crossover dribble.
Sing for the crossover.
Kyrie Irving crossover in the lane.
One of the most famous crossovers of all time.
Behind the back, an ankle breaker on Chris Paul.
Crossover continues to evolve.
All right, time for the crossover presented by Everlevel Concrete Repair in Omaha at everlevelconcrete.com. Hi, Baseball Village boys.
Hello, this is the Baseball Village for us today.
So nice.
You
guys
are back here all week. All week.
Oh, I'm excited. People should stop by 50th and Capitol and scan the code for the Max Homa Golf Bag.
Do we have any more Zen water in that fridge over there?
Scan the code.
Okay. We're out of Zen water.
We were down to one or two bottles when we were wrapping up yesterday.
Yeah, we killed the Zen water this week. Shout out to Zen water.
I was told to just lug it across the Baseball Village myself, and I said no.
So we made some decisions today that are about us. Okay.
Good. Oh, I know. I just caught one of those. Yeah. Good on you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just lug it across from where the FMs are. No.
Is that how that conversation went?
Yeah.
No,
I won't be doing that.
We took one for ourselves today.
I'm very proud of you guys.
I'm really proud of you, Josh.
But don't put it on the internet that I'm scared of the heat. I'm not scared of the heat. Don't put it on the internet.
We said earlier that you were just an opportunist and actually a smart person.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I like being lauded for my very, very good decisions.
Yeah.
I do it for Josh. I say, Josh has been working his butt off. He's been sweating. I just tweeted out a picture where he's napping at the Omaha Baseball Village.
That was my favorite when someone was trying to get Josh's attention.
He's snapping on
Hey,
air.
Josh. Or they weren't, I guess we were on the air, but they were like waving at Josh. All of a sudden we had to nudge him. He's like, hey, how's it going?
And so I do everything with Josh in mind. And, I found myself.
Oh, you did him dirty.
No,
that's dirty.
No, it's not dirty.
It's dirty.
He knows it. He admits it. He owns it.
I think that's a stock photo.
I'm the Mike Francesa of Omaha Sports
He was
Radio.
having a hydration break and with Zen water, and he was in a Zen state of mind. It's okay.
Look, I'm glad Connor did the legwork. I'm glad he moved the chess pieces around on the board today to get us in the air conditioning.
I care about my people.
I'm happy to see you in here, my man.
It's not about me. It's about my people.
By the way, I know we said it. Yes, good stuff. Good stuff to Josh Odson out there.
Absolute goat.
Great work, my man. Great work.
Absolute goat.
Didn't get anything free while I was there, but
we need to talk about that in the onboarding after the series.
So we were down. We were down with
freebies.
Celebrities
were way
and
down
freebies.
this year.
Celebrities and freebies. We were down.
Interesting.
Didn't get a single lemonade.
Ooh.
Okay. All right. I'm glad. Well, I'm not glad.
Let's just do.
But I know it didn't happen when I was there.
Didn't get a single lemonade. I think there's a reason for that I can't say on air.
You got some watermelon.
Didn't we get?
I was offered a lemonade.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh.
Interesting.
Well, the first day,
Good
the watermelon,
guys.
the lemonade cup showed up with sliced watermelon in it.
Yeah, that was great. Black Diamond.
Then there was another time they showed up full.
Oh.
I was offered several pairs of Oakley sunglasses as well, and I said no. I'm just kidding. That didn't happen.
No.
Yeah.
Who would say no to that?
Hey, Chris Del Conte has issued a statement.
Jim Schlossnagle, new head baseball coach.
We're really excited to watch tonight's national championship game and the future Texas.
It is interesting
baseball
timing. You know, they could have done this several weeks ago when they got eliminated from the postseason, but it's today. Very interesting. Now, Texas thinks highly of itself. They have the money to they believe purchase whatever they'd like. I wonder if they will watch the national championship game tonight with a keen interest. Maybe they like both of those guys.
So it's a statement from the head coach and the AD.
Yes.
A joint statement?
No, they each did a statement.
Okay.
They each did a statement.
But I like how David Pierce refers to the athletic director as CDC.
CDC.
Instead of Chris, we just call him CDC.
I haven't heard about the CDC in a few years, have you?
Mask up.
Thanks, Fauci.
Poll question: do you miss the CDC?
Don't.
Well, do you guys
Don't do it.
Did you guys have to take CCD?
I
did.
did. I went to CCD.
Actually, no, I didn't. My friends always did because we were at the time Presbyterian.
I went to CCD at St. James.
Nope.
Okay, so as a Catholic school graduate, I did not have to take it.
Of course, you went to CCD every day.
I did, and was it Wednesday nights?
Wednesday nights.
I remember that we had to clean up our classroom on Wednesdays because the kids from CCD were coming in.
Yep. I'd say my attendance was
minimal,
65%.
Oh, that's much greater than I would have thought.
When we were young and everybody went to CCD, we always said chocolate-covered donuts. You're going to chocolate-covered donuts tonight?
Is that what?
I don't know why.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Why. Kids can be so cruel.
I know. Like,
Donut.
you're Wednesday. You're going to chocolate-covered donuts.
See,
Is that a slam on us Catholics?
I think it was like an attempt, but it was really bad and it fell on its face. But we didn't care. It was fun to say. Instead of they're always saying CCD, we're like, what? You mean chocolate covered donuts?
It's amazing that I couldn't even get up one day a week. I couldn't even sit for 3 hours or whatever it was. I couldn't be like, no,
3 hours.
Well, I don't know what it was. Probably 2 to 3 hours, something like that. I remember getting dropped off at probably like 4 or 5. And
I had to do it 8:30 to 2:30.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. I couldn't even muster it up one day a week to go to these things. Very bad Catholic.
So at 9:30 tonight in downtown Omaha, who would you rather party with? Texas A&M fans or Tennessee fans?
Clay Travis.
You're assuming the game will be over.
That's a good point. Well, Gary wants
11:30
extras.
at night.
Gary wants
I
extras.
want like 13 innings and I want 3 overtime.
Let's go. Let's do it.
What do you want that?
What a great sports day.
Because he's not on the call.
Winner take all.
Yeah. The two best words in sports, game 3.
Followed by
extra innings.
Followed by game 1. And then somewhere in there, there's game 7.
There's game 7. Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen tonight. My gut says Tennessee will just explode. And
so you think it could be a la LSU game 3?
I want 18-4. I don't want 18-4.
Somebody asked me last night.
Evan said he thinks it could be lopsided too.
And the score that came to my head was like 11-3 or something like that. Or like 11-4.
Can't we just get a good solid 8-7 affair?
It'd be nice. And maybe the tension will create some late inning drama.
Yeah.
We have not had since the Whit Merrifield walk-off, right? In a championship game?
That is correct. Yeah. Yes.
All right.
The last game at Rosenblatt. All right.
No. Well, okay, in the national championship game, you're right. Didn't Arizona, when they played Coastal, didn't they win one of the games in a walk-off? Or the one game that they won? I could have swore there was an Arizona walk-off.
That actually does sound right.
Yeah.
Well, we had
Rob Refsnyder did something.
Yeah. The first game last year, Florida LSU was an extra inning game.
Yes, Tommy Tanks.
Yep.
Dongtown. Yeah.
But not a true walk-off to win a national championship.
Well, we had Arkansas miss the foul ball. That counts, right?
But then the game continued.
It didn't have to.
I mean, they did walk off.
By the way, since that in 18, that triangle, don't go there because now theirs was significant, but it seems like every pop-up that goes to that area is a circus.
Every time,
swirling.
Nick and I are doing Creighton games. Every time a ball went in that general vicinity, it's oh, Dave Van Horn, are you okay right now?
We said a prayer. we poured one out.
Is that I saw Rob tweeting about these sort of memories from the new stadium. That is absolutely the one that comes to my head. That is the first thing that comes to my head about
most,
that.
like, gut-wrenching CWS.
Just the moments in that stadium.
It has to.
I would say yes, and then a close two would be last year when Skeens and Lauder pitched.
Yes.
Yep.
But the foul ball is the most significant moment since the CWS has been downtown.
Yeah.
Well, it's essentially defined a career at a head coach. I shouldn't say
it's
career,
helped define it.
But his career at his alma mater.
Yeah.
Because it's separate between Nebraska, what he did in Nebraska, and then return to his alma mater and the success they've had. But the hardware that still hasn't been grasped.
It's the singular play that fleshes out the narrative.
Right.
Well, think
of some of the teams after that they've had that that didn't even in 21, the one that Nebraska almost beat, but then they lose to NC State. Like that team was absolutely phenomenal, and they're not even in Omaha.
They get 2-Q in 22, or did they win a game? I can't remember.
I don't think they won a game. I thought it was 2-Q.
He's like Andy Reid before the Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Ooh,
that's actually a good comparison.
Where we thought he was just a bumbling idiot who didn't know how to manage the clock.
I've never wanted to, but I've never asked him. And I'll ask him when they win a national championship.
They crushed Stanford in the elimination game, so they won one.
But the story, and I bring this up because he stopped by Baseball Village. Jeff Hendricks, umpire from Lincoln, was behind home plate in that game.
Shut off his ring.
And
sweet ring.
He said it was one of the most electrifying games because remember, Arkansas fans took over the stadium.
Yep.
Yeah.
There was just this little sliver of Beaver fans, and it was all Arkansas. They're already up 1-0. They were cruising. They were going to win the national championship, and the place was going to explode.
Yeah.
He said after that pop-up, and he followed it down the line, he said the catcher from Arkansas, who they had been chatting all night, he'd been like having a great conversation.
Not a word.
Did not say another word the entire game. And he said the look, because was it Trevor Larnach?
Larnach, yep.
Was at the plate.
Yeah.
He said the look on his face when he stepped back into the box, and he said the whole game changed. But he said the Arkansas catcher, who for 7 innings had been, just having a regular discussion, didn't say a word the rest of the night.
Gosh.
Oh,
I don't blame him.
Pain.
I mean, how can you not think of, did we just lose? No, you still have another game.
But Josh,
did
at the
we just
Baseball
lose the
Village.
national championship?
And a place that loves
Sleeping.
baseball so much.
Yeah. That's so funny.
You seem like you
do
look
love baseball.
younger today than I saw you on Saturday.
Because the life hasn't been sucked out of my body.
Here's what I said this at the beginning, or maybe a couple days ago. When the College World Series starts, time stops.
It does.
I think it's still June 13th. They're telling me it's not. The Royals suck.
It's the 24th.
What happened in the last 10 days? The Royals suck now.
So they're 7-13 in June. They've got a 5+ ERA. Bobby has stopped hitting. He's 3 for his last 24.
Ooh.
They haven't scored in 22 innings, but they do get the Marlins and then
They
they
got
play
Max-
the
and they
Guardians on the weekend.
Did it really happen if this all happened while I was
They got Max-
frozen in a
Max Scherzer last
cryogenic
night.
chamber?
I watched a couple games. Yeah, they really went on a 2-7 trip.
I don't think any of this happened. I don't think any of it should count. If you lose all those games while time is stopped,
Now
It's just one game.
it doesn't matter.
Yes.
it
one
is
game.
cool that we all get a piece of it. We get to be involved. I thought it went quicker this year.
I did until this weekend.
Oh,
This weekend is what did me in.
Yeah. This weekend was probably,
I thought the first
because last year I didn't do any
6
of the weekend
days-
shows.
I thought the first 6 days flew by, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my gosh, this thing's
Yeah.
almost over. I'm gonna miss it when it's gone." And then this weekend happened, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm tired."
When they made the call
Yeah.
to start it on Friday and end it on today
yeah.
at the latest, incredible call, incredible move.
Yep.
Seriously, because it eats up 2 weekends, and the weekends don't go as long as the weekdays.
Oh, it was so
It
nice. It's so nice and compact. It does remind you of when it started on a Friday back with just the winner take all following Saturday, where it was essentially a week.
I will say it is a little it's a little odd on that first Sunday, like the Father's Day, where the first game all of a sudden is the elimination game, and like that's the worst spot. That's the worst possible game to be in.
Yep.
But that game's on a Sunday, and we're used to it kind of being on a Monday, and it's more sleepy than it ever is. People are still ready to go.
I think Father's Day Sunday is the most popular day at the College World Series.
Father's Day Sunday night.
Yep,
Yes,
I would agree.
Father's Day Sunday night for sure. Because now it's a winner's bracket
now,
game.
like tonight, even as hot as it's going to be, I mean, we're still going to get 25,000 people in there.
Mhm.
But how many of them will be locals?
Nobody. We were talking about this yesterday. Nobody. I mean,
I think you get to that championship series. This is where, and someone had brought it up that they didn't like the corporate feel of it. And we said, well, it's kind of nice. You get the best of both worlds. Locals for the regular portion of the CWS, and then you get into the championship series, and then it's more, of a Final Four feel, and it's lending itself to the teams involved's fan base.
If you want to go on a little vacation and you happen to have season tickets, today would be the day to sell them.
You're right.
Yep.
Saturday night, a friend of mine made $900 off their 2 tickets.
Oh, wow.
And they're in the 100s, but they're further down one of the lines.
Take a long weekend for the 4th of July.
I saw business being done
some will do that.
yesterday when I was leaving the village. A little business being done on the street there. And I tried to eavesdrop on how much he was going to charge these 2 guys for their Tennessee fans.
Well, it's like
I couldn't hear.
You're not hurting other Omahans. You're hurting other people who are coming in.
It's the best of both worlds because you have 2 ardent fan bases that haven't won a national championship, and there's a huge demand.
Yep.
So you can jack up the prices on rental cars, hotels, plane tickets, tickets to the ballpark.
And they won't say boo.
You could have stayed at there was a couple rooms left at the Hilton for about $5,000 over the weekend.
Jesus.
2 million points.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We learned if you lock down one of those rooms, though, you get 2 million points if you're into that type of thing.
I thought it cost.
No, I would imagine.
That's what it was. Yeah. If you have 2 million points,
now
you could get
if
that
you
room.
pay
That's
for
what
it with money, you're probably going to get a lot.
Yeah,
of
you
points.
do get a lot of points if you throw down that credit card.
Okay, it's like going to Vegas for the first time. You know, you're just like you got to spend probably a few grand here, but you'll never pay again.
Yep, you'll get to. Yep, it's an investment.
How many points?
2 million.
2 million.
2 million to get a room.
I have a ways to go.
What do you got?
So
like 45.
31,000 right now.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That is good. Yeah.
Okay, so let me look at
$50 off.
Let me look at tomorrow if I wanted to stay at the Marriott.
Tomorrow?
What do you think tomorrow night is?
135. 135.
I'll say 200.
All right.
You got this, Gary.
225.
That's your guess.
367.
Oh wow.
Okay.
What's going on? Do we have
something happening? Got the high school national championship making its way into town.
Oh yeah. What is that, by the way?
It's starts Thursday.
Is what?
It's the high school national championship. I think they did it in
sport.
Baseball.
Oh, okay.
It's like high school baseball.
Yeah. They did it. They did it last year in Texas.
Well, so I was told yesterday, by the way, that that the outfield seats yesterday came way down right before game time.
That's where Nick was.
Yeah.
Could you sold your tickets?
Probably. Yeah. The amount of standing room only people was amazing to me. I didn't realize how much there was there.
I was told yesterday that they did not sell out of standing room only tickets.
We have a tweet from John Bishop.
It looked like it did.
Get-in price is $78 in the outfield, lower than Saturday, but higher than usual for a game 3, given it wasn't a guaranteed game.
So that's going to come down.
Okay. Yeah.
That's going to come down. If you wait it out, if you're
Yes.
here and you don't have a ticket yet, you might be in luck at about 4 or 5 o'clock.
Yep.
Oh, higher than usual for game 3. I thought he said a Creighton game. Thank you.
I don't think they sell outfield tickets for that.
Okay, so I think the price in some places will go down.
Definitely.
All right, so hang in there. If you see Showtime outside the ballpark, he usually has a good, this is just like
tickets.
I tell people when you're like looking to bet, like shop around to the different books to get the best price. Shop around today.
I can't remember the last time I scalped a ticket.
Honestly, the only time I've ever scalped a ticket was the 96 College World Series, the Warren Morris. So I did my brother and I.
So I did notice because they are, as we all see them, because we walk by them in the baseball village.
I got tickets, or I need tickets.
I need two.
Some still only deal with cash, but most of us don't carry cash. I like the ones that on their phone have the little swipe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I saw a guy doing a transaction the other day for tickets with like a family. They were dressed in A&M gear, and he pulled out his phone, and
The
took his
card
card, and
Nice.
swiped it on his phone.
I respect the
God
hustle.
bless him.
Perfect.
God bless
I mean,
him.
you got to go where the people are. You got to,
You know, it's crazy though. So
Professional
in
outlet.
1996, what we paid for the tickets, we were probably 20 lower level, 20 rows behind the third base dugout in that LSU Miami game. We paid $40 each, and at the time we thought
That's a lot.
yeah, we thought it's kind of expensive, but
Yeah.
okay, that's what it's going to be. And I mean, obviously, we had no idea what we were in for. Now I'm thinking that type of national championship game with the seats equivalent to what you would see at Rosenblatt, what we got at Chuck. Oh, that would cost you over $300.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
But
Things have changed.
Then I was in high school, and $40 was a lot of money.
It was.
We're glad that everybody's spending money in our town.
That's right. Shout out
We
to
only
the
get a couple of
economy.
weekends a year to do this to y'all.
Next year we'll have a nice streetcar and a
Mhm.
bridge.
Wait a
Mhm.
minute. I thought it was 26.
I don't know. Maybe a new airport.
You'll
Hey,
get you'll
hey,
just get an update on
I
the
don't know if he's
streetcar.
told the story on air.
Oh,
I
I
don't know
haven't. I haven't.
if- Okay. So,
Do we have a mayor
yeah, we
encounter?
have a little moment here.
Yeah, okay.
Monday, took the family out to the Chuck for a little tour, behind the scenes
Yeah.
tour. Hey, come see where Daddy works. And as
Wait
we're,
for it. Wait for it.
as we're entering the, we're about to walk into the entrance, the suite entrance.
Mhm.
I'm security guard comes out and says, "Hey, nobody can come in right now. Just step back, step back." Like, oh, okay. You know, I've seen this before.
Yeah, so you're like, cool.
There's an illuminary about to enter the
Yes,
building. I've seen
yeah.
this before.
All right, Morgan Wallen.
Behind me at the curb, out of a town car, Omaha's mayor.
Oh, and I mean, describe the emotion.
The
that went through.
irony that I had to wait
You're waiting for her.
for the mayor who was here in person.
Do you have any
Yeah, did you have a conversation?
Oh, I did not. I did
Oh.
not.
any comments
Just moving too fast.
as she walked by?
Yeah, anything underneath your breath?
None of the Tennessee or Texas A&M fan, or I don't know who Tennessee was playing that night, but nobody seemed to notice
Okay.
who this celebrity was.
She didn't get the Morgan Wallen treatment of yesterday, where they basically cleared out the whole area for him to come in the building.
No.
Yeah.
They just weren't letting anyone in.
With large dudes and one guy in particular with a beard to go along with his physique.
I'm proud of you.
Were they
Josh.
white guys?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Keep moving.
I'm proud of you, Josh. you did good. Hey, how weird is it, by the way, that Eric Church is going to come back now wearing Tennessee
I know.
stuff?
I know.
Does he have a Tennessee chain?
His wife.
No, I know. I
Yeah.
talked to him about this whole thing, but
I
like,
don't think. I don't know. If you are a diehard Tar Heel fan, you have to have the chain. But if you're just supporting your wife,
Yeah, you can just
you
wear.
can't.
You can wear something.
you just
subtle.
wear the gear.
okay,
Yeah.
he's going neutral.
And
You
also,
think?
he's a very smart businessman. He makes his living in
Yeah.
Nashville.
Nashville,
Yeah,
sure.
He's got
absolutely.
a bar.
Mhm.
I mean, you gotta keep the
Show that, yeah.
Knoxville faithful
Maybe
happy.
Yep.
he could go
Tennessee
to
Nation.
Show your support.
go to Morgan Wallen's suite and deliver him a chair.
I know you're going to need this later, buddy.
Just whatever you want to do with this, Morgan. Go right ahead. That's Tennessee fan.
Like, do you think
I didn't realize, by the way,
Hey,
Morgan's mullet's coming back pretty good.
Oh yeah,
After
you
Um,
guys got it going
well,
on.
yeah.
because he freaked out his entire fan base.
Yeah.
Before he did his show in Columbus at Ohio State last year, he shaved his head.
yeah, when he showed up with the buzz
Yeah.
cut. But it's come
what-
back pretty good.
That's what scared the
Do you-
fan base.
Wouldn't you like to know?
Got it.
Like, it appears that Morgan Wallen is very popular. There's a lot of
It
people
does
that-
appear that way.
It
Wouldn't
is.
you like to see all of the texts he got after that incident from his buddies in the country music industry, just crushing him?
Which incident?
Keep doing you, man.
And like every time, like they see something, like, "Hey, don't throw that chair!
Yeah.
Don't throw that chair!"
I hope everybody has a good time tonight, including Morgan. Enjoy Omaha.
Yeah,
Well,
you
he's
think
still
at
be
the-
here.
Is he at the zoo today? Yeah, or well, he has.
Have you been to the zoo?
He's got a tour, right? That's why.
Yeah, well, he has a
was so
hole in
close.
his tour. He was in Minneapolis.
Yeah,
and-
so isn't he? He probably has a show tonight, doesn't he?
I don't know. He plays basketball out in the parking lot at his tour stops.
Is he ever
I mean, it
ball?
would have been ironic if he could have just maybe he's playing Memorial Stadium this week.
Looks
Oh,
like he's
yeah.
in Denver
He's
on
in-
the 27th.
He's in Denver on Thursday.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
So
so
he could.
he-
Yeah,
he
he's
could
probably
still be
here.
here.
He's probably at the zoo.
He's probably at the zoo.
Maybe he's gonna hoop. He's gonna do some hooping today.
Most likely place outside of Charles Schwab Field to see Morgan Wallen in Omaha would be.
Okay,
zoo.
let's not do that.
It'd be the
zoo. Josh, no.
I haven't said a word.
I know what a response would be. Yeah, Connor's probably right here. This is good editorial. Yeah.
We all have our thoughts.
Baseball.
Oh man, here we go. Baseball.
Brown noise. You guys familiar with brown noise?
Yeah. What is this?
What?
Okay, so
the brown noise?
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
So Tony
not
V.
not the brown note.
Tony Vitello was asked about how do you prepare for Game 3, and he said,
well, a lot of people do white noise, but I do brown noise.
Yeah.
"What is brown noise?"
It involves a lot of dirt. No, I honestly,
Because he talked about blocking out the distraction.
I've never
Brown
heard,
noise,
never heard
I
that
don't know.
ever in my life.
Is a dense neutral sound that contains every frequency the human ear can detect, but emphasizes the bass frequencies. It is similar to white noise, but has a deeper, lower quality and is sometimes described as rougher than pink noise.
It just makes when I thought of the highest frequency, I thought of the most annoying sound in the world in Dumb and Dumber. But now, if I'm getting bassy on this thing, that's
Is this
probably not it.
a millennial or a Gen Z thing?
I don't know, because why do these people need just go to sleep? You can just close your eyes and then you just Josh can do it anywhere.
'Cause you guys used to watch. Did you guys watch The League?
I did.
Yeah,
Okay,
great show.
Remember when Taco is trying to invent the brown note?
The brown note.
Yeah, that's what I
Yes.
thought. I'm like, oh gosh, is this the brown note?
Yes, they did that on South Park, I believe, as
Yes.
well.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Back up here for a moment. It's just not that easy to go to sleep these days.
Yes, it
unless
is.
it's Josh.
Disagree.
No, it's not.
Are you working? Are you doing anything during the day? Go to sleep at night. Just go to sleep.
You make it sound like easy. It's not easy to go to sleep.
It's not easy to go
I
to sleep.
have an easier time going to sleep during the day than I do at night. If I'm going to take a nap.
Huh.
Actually, I'm with you, 100%, same way.
So when you go to bed at night, boom, you're done. You're out.
If I've put forth enough effort during the day, a hard day's work will put me right to sleep at night. And you got to time it out. Like, you can't go to sleep when you're not tired, when your body doesn't tell you that you're ready to go to sleep. So once your body gives you the signal that it's time to go, you put your head on that pillow and you go down.
So do you and your wife go to sleep at the same time?
No, I go to bed later than her.
Okay. So the TV's not on in the room?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Mine is we go to bed with the TV on.
Wow.
And then just it's turned off. Most times I do it.
And then it just
You don't do the sleep timer?
No, we don't have the sleep timer.
You struck me as a no TV in the bedroom.
No,
couple.
but we do have this. I don't know how to take that, Josh.
Is that on your form?
Just making a guess.
We do have a sound machine though.
Okay.
Yeah. The sound machine does kick in at a certain time. I think at like 10:30 the sound machine comes on.
Jeff says,
programmed.
Always been jealous of guys like Happer who could just fall asleep. It is hard for some people. Well, maybe I need to.
You might be blessed.
Oh, maybe I'm just fortunate, I suppose. But I do. I put forth a hard day's work, and by the end of the day, my body says it's time to go to sleep, and then I just go.
Yeah.
I want to
It's
go
really
back.
easy. It would be harder for me to sleep with noise in my ears, but just jammed into my ears.
Well, the brown noise, sure.
How about birds in a tree outside of your window at 3:30 every morning?
Yeah, dogs barking, wake
I
you
am a
up.
week away from the birds departing because it's going to be Baghdad in my neighborhood, and they will take off and they'll be gone for a year. It'll be great. Back to something Josh said. How can you tell if a couple is in a TV in the bedroom or not?
Yeah,
have a TV in the
I'm really
bedroom?
fascinated by this too.
It has to do with there's a lot of profiling involved. Where you live, what type of aesthetic couple you are.
It's
Like
just a vibe.
you're both a good-looking couple. I imagine your house is very well decorated.
It's just a vibe. he's
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
It's just vibing
That's a
out.
much better
But
way.
it doesn't.
You should
doesn't-
come over and check that
doesn't
out.
every couple's bedroom have a TV?
No.
No, mine doesn't.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I would not have thought that.
We
I would've
we
thought you would
were, and then we decided this is becoming a huge distraction. We need to stop this.
Okay. All right.
Since I became an adult, I have not had a room without a TV, a bedroom.
Yeah. Even if I have to stay at someone's house, I get a little itchy and scratchy when there's not a TV in there. I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? Sleep?
Sometimes even if I don't have a TV in the room, I make something into a TV.
Yeah.
Like my phone,
like
or
a
my
phone
computer.
or a laptop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing. We all have TVs with us
We
just
do.
all the time.
That is true.
John emails and he says maybe if Gary didn't keep his apartment at 85 degrees, it'd be easier to get to sleep.
That's a good point. I don't know how you do
I don't
that.
have a problem.
After experiencing that for a
No,
week.
it's usually because I don't do a good job of shutting her down.
Yeah.
It'll be like 11:45 and I'm like, dang, I got to get up in a couple of hours. I got to
Yeah.
go to bed. I will not turn on my air today. I will even take a picture.
You are insane.
No, why? It actually is not bad.
No, it is bad.
No, it was like even yesterday when I came home, it was still relatively comfortable.
What was it? What's comfortable to you?
Well, I don't know. I didn't look at the thermostat
Oh,
to
okay.
tell you what the
Like,
but
are
it
you-
wasn't.
Anything above 74 is uncomfortable.
Okay, so like it's
Yeah.
83. When I
Oh.
left this morning, it's 83. in
Yeah,
my place.
that's why you're not
Is this the
sleeping.
Floridian in you?
I don't.
It has to be.
I don't mind the heat.
Oh,
Like
Do you need one of those swamp things? The
No.
swamp coolers?
So I sleep and I'll pull the comforter over.
that's nuts.
In 83
I was
degrees?
losing my
Yeah.
mind at 79, and we crept into 80. It was like this.
Like
is,
I will
this
not
is
turn. I will
unbearable.
not turn on. I mean, I'm not frugal. I'm not going to turn on my air today, unless there's somebody in my house,
Okay.
and they're like would be super uncomfortable. But I'm out most of the day, so there won't be anybody in my house.
Okay, so this is why you can't sleep at night.
I'd like to
no,
think
it's
that's the
opposite
case.
because
Yeah.
if it's cold, I can't sleep.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh no, I do not like it super cold.
Oh,
But I
do.
know that I'm the complete opposite because they tell you turn down the temp and that will help you sleep.
Yeah.
I'm like, I go in a hotel room in the middle of winter in Brookings, South Dakota. And I'm like, that baby is going up to 84.
You're disgusting.
The first thing that people normally do when they walk into hotel
Yeah.
rooms is they jack it down as low as it possibly goes,
Yeah.
preferably 58.
Yes.
I want to see how cold I can get this and not have
Yeah.
to worry about the bill.
Yeah.
I want to leave my beer that I buy on the desk
Yeah.
and have it be cold.
So I don't have to
still.
go get ice, set an ice.
That's where you
maker.
got a fridge. Slide in the fridge.
That's how cold I want
I
my
will take a
hotel
picture.
room.
I want my room to be a
I
fridge.
will take a picture tonight when I come back.
Wow.
Okay, I want to see this. Yeah, I want to see how warm it gets.
I bet it's probably going to be like 86, 87.
Oh my god! And you're going to try to sleep in that?
I'll be fine.
Wow.
Yeah.
You will not be fine.
I will be fine.
I could not do that. I don't even care if I lived in a warm climate year round that long. I think I'm at that point of my life where there's no way I could ever get it.
So it makes it worse when it's colder.
Yes.
For you.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Hmm.
Let's remind ourselves to never get in a hotel room with Gary.
Oh, I have a former guy that's on this radio station that we've spent nights in a hotel together that we have this discussion.
I would imagine so because he's normal. Well, I wouldn't
That's
say
the first
that.
time he's
Yeah.
ever been called that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. More normal in this situation.
All right. I will take a picture of what my thermostat says and I will tweet it at you guys.
Please do.
Oh, another guy that I thought was coming to Nebraska is going to Tennessee.
You thought that 5-star tackle was coming to Nebraska?
Nebraska, I thought was in a better spot. I didn't think he was ready to commit.
Well,
Nebraska can't recruit anymore.
Yep.
it's
They're done.
all
There's all that
over.
momentum.
Should have waited until July.
all that momentum.
Get Matt Rule at the baseball game tonight.
Wow, one quick thing here on football in the College World Series to land the plane. Why didn't Dylan come on the national broadcast Saturday night? I thought there was a request and he agreed. And next I know, Bishop is standing next to me.
I don't know. I don't know that he was asked.
Oh, okay.
I don't know that he was asked.
Oh, they talked to him.
Yeah, I thought you guys told me he did get. I thought you told me that yesterday. That
I
he was
wasn't.
asked.
I wasn't. I
Oh.
wasn't in charge.
Oh.
I was providing assistance.
Or maybe Josh, was it you who told me that yesterday?
We gotta get the John Bishop story. What would that be tomorrow?
Yeah.
Is John going to work tomorrow? John should take a day.
Yeah, take
He
a day
should.
off, man. Take a day.
Could you imagine jumping right back in and doing that would have been how we felt on Thursday when we did that show. from here. My brain was fried. It did not work at all.
Oh yeah, Thursday was a bad day for us.
Mm-hmm. Bad show. You want to hear a bad show? Go back and listen to Thursday.
Just recapping the last time we talked to you.
Yeah.
I just thought it was good.
I started taking breaks.
I thought it was Josh, where's my read?
Yeah, I just started taking breaks.
What do we have the people from the zoo on?
Thirsty for a change.
John is listening, it appears, because he tweets. So he says, somebody get Gary some help. 85 degrees in your home. Disgusting.
It is.
It is quite gross.
Not all 85 degrees is created equal.
What if you're partnered up and the other person you're with is like, hey, can we do something about this?
I told you, if there's like somebody that does not vibe with that, I will turn the air on.
You will accommodate for them. That's good. Do you find yourself sleeping better when you do have to accommodate someone?
Well, don't we all?
See, there you go.
I don't care what the temp is.
Just find the middle ground here. I'm just thinking of you.
No,
man.
you're not
I'm
off the
worried.
hook for this. You're still a psychopath, but that's okay.
I've been told full on psychopath.
You know what? Those people that run on golf courses and protest climate change, they're big fans of mine.
They actually are,
Because
yes.
Me not turning on the AC today in Omaha, Nebraska, where it's going to be a feel like 110, they're like, thank you.
You're doing your part.
So you and those guys.
Yep.
Those are your guys? Those are your people in your corner? The people who threw
We'll see you at the Open
paint
Championship
on
with
the
your,
green?
with your powder.
Nice.
See, also, if you're going to protest at a golf course, smoke bombs are not the way to go. Just go stomp on the players' lines.
Yep. Yeah, walk through their line. Maybe see if you have a device that can leave a divot.
Clearly not golf guys.
Yeah, they don't know.
weren't
They don't know what they're
thinking
doing.
They weren't thinking.
Like
Scottie,
most of that stuff, you can just blow right off.
Did you also see when they were hauling the one guy out? He kicked the flower pot.
Yeah. I thought they were supposed to be
Gonna show them what's up.
pro Earth.
Yeah. What that flower pot
But
did
the
to you.
Scottie Scheffler reaction was great. He
I
just dropped his head and he smiled.
just thought it was not this again.
Someone else is
Yeah,
getting arrested.
they're not getting.
We
no
got to
time.
talk about this guy.
What goes through his mind though when you see cops running
Oh,
towards you?
I'm
on
sure.
the golf
Yeah,
course?
I'm sure he got a little bit knee jerk. Like, oh God,
Pants damaged
Like-
beyond repair.
like they dropped the charges, right? Okay, I'm pretty sure that's what my lawyer told
They're
me.
not coming to get
Yeah,
me.
this isn't a full on raid.
I'm not going back.
Oh gosh, he goes to his bag and pulls something else out. You're like, what, Scottie?
He starts swinging his 9-iron. Hey, you can just give these guys or these gals public lashings. I mean, Jim Nantz doing the play-by-play of like Cam Smith, just whacking them in the back.
Yeah.
They might not do that anymore.
Lesson would be learned at that point.
Instead of a smoke bomb and whatever else they were doing.
Kicking plants.
But I will say the authorities reacted pretty quick.
They did.
I
really did.
I had my head down and then I looked up at the TV. I go, what's going on over
Although
there?
they have to actually trounce through the bunker. Couldn't they have gone around and cut the guy off without going through the bunker? Because now someone's got to rake that.
Do you think after they apprehended the protester, they went back and raked it?
They did. They go back like, I got it. Don't worry. I know I did that. That's
Got to
mine.
keep the golf
Yeah,
etiquette.
that's
for
mine.
sure.
That's me.
All right.
All right, Rocky Top, have fun tonight, boys.
Yep.
All
We
right.
will have fun.
We're going to be celebrating with the Tennessee fans.
Morgan Wallen.
Mm.
Josh, handshake me, Morgan Wallen, and Clay Travis. Finally.
Nope.
That's the crossover powered
Wouldn't
by
be me.
Everlevel Concrete Repair in Omaha at everlevelconcrete.com. We'll start things off next.
That's the crossover. The Connor Happer Show is next on 1620 The Zone. You get a lot of junk in your inbox. This one, not junk at all. 1620 The Email. Exclusive content, contests, other stuff probably. Subscribe today at 1620thezone.com. Your Omaha area forecast presented by Funplex Water Park and Rides from the KETV Newswatch 7 Weather Center on 1620 The Zone.
Mostly sunny, hot, humid, and breezy here for your Monday with a high this afternoon near 101 and a heat advisory in place from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. with heat indices above 108. Southerly winds today gusting up to 25 miles an hour. A flood warning also goes into effect this afternoon along the Missouri River throughout eastern Nebraska and western Iowa until further notice. Partly cloudy tonight, a slight chance for a stray thundershower, warm with a low of 74. I'm meteorologist Caitlin Harvey with KETV Newswatch 7.
Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill is West Omaha's headquarters for specialty pizzas and award-winning char-buffed wings. Enjoy games on their updated video and audio system and huge LED wall. Their main location on 173rd and Center is the perfect place to beat the heat with family and friends for the college baseball tournament. They also have a second carryout location at 162nd and West Maple Street, featuring the same great pizzas and wings. Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill, home of the Big O Pizza and award-winning char-buffed wings.
At Athletico Physical Therapy, our favorite patients are the impatient ones, the ones who don't want to wait 3 months to see a specialist or wait until that little pain becomes a big one, the ones who know that Athletico's therapist can help them take the recovery into their own hands. Our favorite patients are the ones who just can't and won't wait because they don't have to. So get a little impatient and start with physical therapy at Athletico. With no prescription needed in most states to get started, you'll be right back at it in no time. Schedule your free assessment at athletico.com.
Ah, the sweet feelings of summer. The kiss of warm sun on your skin. The softly scented breeze blowing through the trees. Don't worry, you have Off Clean Feel, fragrance-free mosquito repellent that feels good on skin, so even mosquitoes can't ruin those sweet feelings of summer. Off Clean Feel, prevention is the best protection from mosquitoes.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Hey everybody, it's Jimmy Allen here.
And John Schreiner.
When the After Hours Lounge opens from 6 to 8 p.m., I drag John into all my conspiracy theories.
And I put up fierce resistance as the voice of reason in the room.
But along the way, we hit all the usual suspects: Huskers, Jays, Bruins.
And nobody goes in-depth on high school sports, bringing you all the best teams from around the Omaha Metro.
So stop by, open up a tab, and join in the crazy.
As the sports schedule allows.
We're brought to you by Bellevue University
on 1620 The Zone.
Are you annoyingly inattentive? Do you watch a movie and then ask a zillion questions because you weren't paying attention? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. Head to Mattress Firm's July 4th sale and get a king bed for a queen price. Save up to $700 plus a free adjustable base with select Sealy mattresses. All with free and fast delivery. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. Most corporate credit cards offer points as incentives, but those points amount to less than their worth in real cash value. Ramp's business cards offer you cash back, real money in your pocket. Plus, you control who spends what with each vendor. And Ramp software collects and verifies receipts automatically, which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now get $250 when you join Ramp for free. Just go to ramp.com/sports. Ramp.com/sports. RAMP.com/sports.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members of FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
News Talk 1290 Coil is your radio home for Omaha Storm Chasers baseball, proud AAA affiliate of the Kansas City Royals. Tune in to hear every pitch, every hit, and every out as the Chasers play at Warner Park and across the International League in 2024. With the voice of the Omaha Storm Chasers, Nick Batters, on News Talk 1290 Coil.
Tune in to 1290 Coil all season long for your Omaha Storm Chasers baseball as they take on the International League. It's Storm Chasers baseball on 1290 Coil.
It's the Connor Happer Show. Are we sure we want to do this?
Could you, make an announcement that we're ready?
It's the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
All right, welcome in. Happy Monday. It's the Connor Happer Show here on 1620 The Zone and on 1620thezone.com. Connor Happer and Josh Hodson with you, back from home base as we begin the transition today from the College World Series and the pre-summer into full-blown summer, which will happen for about the next 5-6 weeks until it's August, and then it's training camp season. Look at that, Josh. Who said the College World Series was good for nothing?
Football season. It's almost here.
It is. We've almost bridged that gap.
Yep.
So we'll have football talk today during the show. Sam McEwen will join at 1 o'clock. Mike Schaefer out today, but he has passed along a note.
Oh, okay.
He has said, I am out tomorrow. I'm at the Prairie Club living my best life.
Oh.
So while Schaefer is out gallivanting across the state, we will not get his takes today. We will we will starting again next week. That's the lineup powered by the referees at John Higgins Weather Guard. Want to hear from you guys? 402-951-1620 on the 42 Degrees of Source hotline. You can call or text that number. Tweet at Happer Show at Connor Happer on the JTech Construction Zone Twitter feed. Email Connor or Josh O at 1620thezone.com on the Equitable Bank inbox. We say good morning to our YouTube streamers today. Do not put it on the internet that I am scared of the heat. Don't put it out there.
We were doing the safest thing possible.
Yep. Keep in mind, when I make these decisions as the co-executive producer of the Connor Happer Show, I'm doing it with all of the people who work for the Connor Happer Show in mind. Josh Hodson, of course, being another co-executive producer of the show. We made this decision in somewhat in tandem. I had Josh's best interest in mind. Also for the writers who follow us around everywhere and write various topics for us on a daily basis. And the commenters on YouTube who I'm sure would not have been able to bear another day of us sitting outside. So we're doing it for you guys.
They would have had to, because, it's still morning. They would have had to stare at the sun on that 360 cam.
Nobody wants that.
Pointing right at them. That's dangerous for you, the viewer.
So I'm thinking about you guys.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about you guys. That's why I do what I do here. So, tough to make those decisions, but that's what I'm tasked with. That's the responsibility of me.
You're going to get a better show today because we're going to be focused on the task at hand. We're not going to be distracted by whoever may be walking by. There won't be people yelling, "Get them! On the Vols!"
And we can still talk college baseball.
That's right.
Which we will during the show as we have our championship game tonight. By the way, you could join us if you are streaming along on all the various platforms that I just mentioned, including YouTube,
So
1620 Zone TV, or zonetv.live, which I found to be a very resourceful website during the Omaha Baseball Village shows.
So you could see what was going on.
Mike says, I was going to stop by the OBV and see you guys. Can I stop by the studio instead? You will be met by Miss Cynthia at the front, who will say, the door's open, just pull it. And then you'll say, hi, I'm Mike. I'm here to see Connor and Josh. And we'll say, no, thank you.
Not taking any visitors.
Not taking any visitors today. Maybe another time. You got to put that through our writers.
Right.
They're in charge of that.
Maybe they'll write you into the plot of the show one day.
maybe one day. We have various things to discuss today. Today I would like to, on Nebraska football topics wise, I would like to declare the 2024 Nebraska football range. This is a good way to kick off really the off season here. The range. What is the lowest and highest win totals you could feasibly see? And a reminder, if you say 0 and then whatever the max is, you are eliminated. And may God have mercy on your soul.
Okay.
So we'll make the case for a low number. We'll make the case for as high a number as we can go. We'll identify those numbers. And then every offseason conversation that we have from here on out will basically be, we'll come back to this conversation. This is just the start. This is the thesis statement of the Nebraska football offseason. And then we have the various bullet points after that.
That's exciting. That's a big day.
It's a huge day. Scottie Scheffler is once again in the middle of a ridiculous occurrence. National champion will be crowned tonight. I have a couple questions about the game. There's a hockey game 7 where we're talking 3-0 series comebacks in the Stanley Cup Finals. I fell asleep for the last 10 days, and I realized that this was happening this entire time. Whoa, what happened?
You have not seen a Stanley Cup celebration this year.
All of a sudden, we have a lovely night of sports.
Well, yeah, shaping up to be very choice.
A couple winner-take-all games, one of them happening downtown. Nebraska seems like adding a running back to its roster for this year. Interesting. We'll talk about Josh's favorite Tennessee fans who were in town. Mitch,
so many of them.
Sherman got a question in his mailbag that I'd like to take a stab at. Big day for Nebraska baseball. Povich, Waldron, and Schwellenbach all starting major league games today. Why does this keep working out this way? I don't know, but it keeps doing it. Also, Texas has fired their baseball coach. Interesting. They, that's a program that's not afraid to dream with who they hire. Maybe they'll dream big. Watch the game on ESPN tonight or something like that. We could discuss that throughout the show. As always, we'd love to hear from you guys, but that is the setup. We'll come back and we'll officially get things rolling when we return on a Monday edition of the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
For the Jays, the Huskers, and even you Jayskers, we are 1620 The Zone.
Hi, this is Doug Nodgard with Equitable Bank. Great service never goes out of style. When the digital age dawned, many said computers would be able to handle many of the interactions that used to take a person. Boy, were they wrong. How many times have you called your bank and gotten a recording to press 1 or 2? Not at Equitable. Not only does Equitable answer your call in the first ring, it's answered by a human being. That's because Equitable Bank values its customers. Equitable Bank, we take banking personally. Member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Kamiko, the founder of Miko's Hot Chicken. When we started our family restaurant, we were also raising a family. But let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Our Chase Inc. card was there to reward us on all of our business needs. Now we have a thriving location, and we're hungry for more.
With the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card, you can earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for business. Make more with yours. Real business owners compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
I'm Omar Reese with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. The Atlanta Falcons have agreed to terms with quarterback Michael Penix Jr. on his rookie contract. According to NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport, it's a 4-year, $22.8 million deal. Penix was selected 8th overall in this year's draft. In other rookie signing news, the 49ers announcing they've signed wide receiver Ricky Pearsall to a 4-year deal. He was selected 31st overall. And with that deal, San Francisco now has all 8 of the team's 2024 draft picks under contract. Meanwhile, Viking safety Cameron Bynum was a recent guest on the Insiders program and was asked his take on the team's quarterback competition between veteran Sam Darnold and this year's first-round pick, J.J. McCarthy. Bynum saying, quote, "They're both looking really good. I'm excited to see them compete. They're both looking good, so I can't put one over the other. I just say they both look ready. Whatever coaches decide, I trust them and their decision." This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
They say health is wealth, and I could not agree more. That's why if you or somebody in your life is living with everyday aches and pains, I want to tell you about Relief Factor. And I'm telling you, I can feel the difference. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that helps fight pain naturally. Naturally. Now that's a big deal. Developed by doctors. Relief Factor's unique formula of ingredients all work together to help support your body's response to inflammation. Instead of masking pain for a couple of hours, Relief Factor actually helps reduce or even eliminate your pain for good. Whether it's neck, back, joint, or muscle pain, if you're looking to feel better, live better, give Relief Factor a try. In 3 weeks, you will know if it's working because you'll feel it. For instance, I was sent Relief Factor to try, and I've been taking it every single day. I'll tell you what, I feel the difference every day. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Save on your first order. Don't let pain tell you how to live. Fight back naturally with Relief Factor. These products and statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or
prescriptions require an online
online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/radio. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at HIMS, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/radio and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. hims.com/radio.
The Nebraska Lottery presents 5 reasons the dollar bill is so great. First, it's always there when you need it. You can always find one folded up in your pocket just waiting to get you out of a jam. Second, it's humble. It doesn't strut around like a 50 or 100 waiting for people to compliment it. Third, it works hard. Whether you need more money for a tip or extra detergent at the laundromat, a dollar bill sure comes in handy. Fourth, it beats lugging around 100 pennies. And fifth, you can use it to buy a Lotto America ticket from the Nebraska Lottery. Lotto America only costs $1. It has a $2 million starting jackpot with drawings every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. And you can add the All-Star bonus for an additional $1 to multiply any prize won. So visit a Nebraska Lottery retailer today and buy a Lotto America ticket. Ooh, sounds like someone tried to pay with 100 pennies. So sad.
Lotto America top prize odds, 1 in 26 million.
Tickets for less. Best seats, best prices, no service fees. Shop ticketsforless.com. KOZN Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. This is 1620 The Zone.
A quick thing here from Nebraska. The Nebraska baseball and softball programs will have access to a turf practice field at the Sandhills Global Youth Complex as part of a 10-year deal. This is a construction project that is getting underway. Nebraska, for their outdoor practices that can't be done on their grass baseball field during January and February, had been using Den Hartog Field, which is over by Seacrest Field at 70th-ish and A in Lincoln for the last few years, a little bit more regularly. And now they're building this giant youth complex, which I believe will also be the home to Nebraska Wesleyan baseball, right over basically in the same area that Haymarket Park is right now. Might not be great for your football game day parking or whatever it might be. Like there's some lots over there that they still use, kind of grass lots. But anyway, Nebraska baseball and softball is going to get access to this for 10 years, which is interesting, considering I had kind of been under the impression that Nebraska was going to basically just, throw some renovations into its stadium and maybe as part of those renovations change it over to turf. So it's interesting to me a little bit that they felt the need to have access to to another turf baseball field. So maybe there's something in there, but that just came out. Michael Brunts just tweeted about it. I haven't seen the release come through yet. Brunts is getting his releases before everybody else now.
Impressive.
Very impressive. Very impressive. That's sort of interesting. All right. A national champion will be crowned tonight here in Omaha, Tennessee, and Texas A&M. I have a couple questions with you on how this game sets up and sort of the mindset from both teams. I wonder about Tennessee. Does Tennessee's tendency to get a bit, let's call it emotional, work at their advantage or disadvantage this evening?
Bleeping B.
Is it a good thing that they rev a little hot over in that dugout. Because I think it's worked to their disadvantage in the first 2 games of this series.
Yes.
Where really it was yesterday where they were kind of lulled to sleep a little bit, and complaining about every call, and Tony Vitello's
that ball hit him.
Knocking
no,
chairs
it clearly didn't hit him, sir.
A lot of different stuff going on in that dugout. Obviously, that team revs hot. It's because of their head coach. He definitely revs very, very hot. So, and then ultimately they got the hit, and then another that broke them through yesterday to ultimately force this game 3. But I would say if we're doing like how does the emotional standing apply to playing in a championship series? But there's a lot of pressure on that team. They have been on the doorstep of this for a long time. It's a coach that takes a lot of heat because of the way he says things and the way he talks about the game and how he acts during games. And it's a team that follows suit afterwards, all the way, down to, any of their players, but, Christian Moore barking at guys after he gets walked, to load the bases for like, hey, Christian Moore, he's going to be awesome one day, and he's going to be he's going to be a first-round draft pick here in a week or so, or in a couple weeks. But like, they're not trying to walk you. They weren't trying to walk you to get to Blake Burke with the bases loaded. It
Bleeping B
definitely worked out that way for them. And so I wonder how that plays for them tonight. And I wonder if Texas A&M feels any of that sort of pressure either. I like what Jim Schlossnagle said yesterday, which is, I know we lost game 2, but our mindset is not that we have to play game 3. It's that we get to play game 3, which is good. Like they he's really good about keeping his team on track and on the same page and stuff like that. Both teams have a pretty decent pitching setup. I think probably the edge goes to Tennessee in that category. Mm-hmm. All hands are on deck. I think it could end up being a good game. Like, I was thinking about it a little bit yesterday, and it kind of does feel like a game where Tennessee could really break through and the bats come alive and they finally get that clutch hitting. They were so bad yesterday all the way up until they got the 2 home runs late in the game. So maybe, law of averages says they break through here, but I don't know. I could see this going a variety of different ways tonight. And it's going to be the tough part about game 3 for 2 programs who were supposed to be here all year long. Now, Texas A&M has endured some injuries along the way, and they almost have the vibe of if they're sort of like running on fumes a little bit right now, just because of all of their injuries that they've endured during the postseason, including Braden Montgomery, and then, Laviollette's hurt. Everybody's hurt. It seems like up and down that lineup right now, guys are coming up lame on everything. But there's a certain amount of pressure that both of those programs put on themselves because of how they approach the game. I mean, they heavily invest into their programs, and they have 2 of the best, 3 or 5 coaches in the country, probably. I mean, Schlossnagle has proven that over and over again. Vitello's, created a monster, obviously, at Tennessee, and they haven't, kind of won the big one yet. And neither has Schloss. I mean, that's a thing that's out there as well. And it's hard to win the big one. It's hard to get there over and over again, something that he has done, but it's harder to break through. So I don't know what that sort of pressure cooker on both sides will equal out to be tonight. But it is definitely fascinating. It is intriguing because I think whoever loses, I mean, obviously you get all the way to the last game of the season. Whoever loses, you're going to feel like, oh boy, we really blew that one.
Yeah.
Whether it's Tennessee, really having a tough time picking up the ball in the first game of the championship series, or Texas A&M, being up 1-0 in the 7th inning of a championship clinching potential game. Like it's obviously great for the team that wins, but it almost smells to me like it's an exhale for the team that wins. It's like, we did it. And for the team that loses, there's just going to be some hard questions coming their way. They're
built in already.
Yes. Yeah. So it sets up for that environment, which is, and we're talking about a 50-50 type of crowd. Great energy. It'll be in the building tonight. It will be very interesting to see who jumps out first or if someone jumps out first. I know we talk about how, the aces aren't available and stuff like that, even though, bullpen arms will be ready to go today for both sides. But it kind of feels like we could be in a long period of quote unquote feeling each other out, unless I'm completely, wrong about that and somebody hits a home run in the first. Although we got a home run in the first yesterday and it didn't end up, there was no more scoring until like the 7th inning. There's a lot of different ways I could see this going, Josh.
And we had a home run in the first game, in the first inning.
That's right. Almost, yeah. Maybe you should head to the FanDuel Sportsbook and check that out. You have any grasp, any sense, any feel? What's your gut say?
I mean, I do agree that the narrative is already in place.
Lots of narratives.
It's just a matter of, okay, what does the result tell us that we need to ask each team after the game?
Yep.
It's almost secondary at this point, but I mean, it's been a good series. I hope tonight is another good game, and the crowds have been great. The play on the field has been great. I hope we get another one. We haven't had the
moment.
We haven't had the moment, and we haven't had the weird game either.
Oh,
really?
Oh, the weird game
where like, okay, it's like 9-7, and weird things have happened.
How about can I interest you in Tennessee, Florida State in that first night?
Yes,
with the check swing.
That was definitely a weird game. That was a moment as well.
It feels like it was a long time ago. It was a long time ago, but yeah, I don't know. I don't have a great grasp on it. I could see like if you told me, if you gave me the options of Tennessee is going to win in a blowout. Okay, let's I could definitely create a path there. Texas A&M is going to win in a blowout. Okay, I could see the path there. Or either side wins close. I could see a path to there. But I mean, that's baseball. We're ultimately talking about a one-game baseball situation. So managing is very interesting tonight. Yeah.
Is someone going to overmanage?
Yes, there will be some important managerial decisions with pitching and where to put people at some point. And that will be picked apart by various different things. And then you have this whole other thing which just popped up this morning, which is the head coaching job at Texas is open. And what Texas is a program, as I said before, that likes to dream big. I don't know what they have their eyes set on, but they fancy themselves as one of the premier programs in college baseball, and they have the credentials to back that up, and they certainly have the money to back that up as well. And they're heading to the premier conference in the country. And so what a great splash it would be to
steal a coach away,
just to make a run at somebody. Mm-hmm. That's all.
Boy, what
an odd setup we have for tonight.
What an opportunity for a very awkward post-game press conference moment to the losing manager. Was the Texas job a distraction?
Oh boy.
Yeah, ask an angry person that.
Yeah, that'll go well. That'll go, especially if it's Tony Vitello. I would pay to see the reaction of that. I would have to go to that press conference. I'd have to wait around in the building a few more minutes. All right, so that's our setup for tonight. It should be fun.
Who's the unsung hero?
Somebody's gonna have a big hit that has not appeared at all.
Like Cam Smith yesterday. Was that his name? Cam something?
No. What? Who are you talking about?
He was like 0 for 18.
Oh, Cal Stark.
Sorry.
Cal Stark. Yeah. Cam Smith is a player on Florida State. Stark.
I knew Cam Smith was somebody.
Cam Smith is a player that was in this College World Series. Nice, Josh.
Thank you.
Very, very good. Somebody's gonna do something, or you're like, you know what? I thought Targach from Texas A&M yesterday tied the game with a 3-run home run in the ninth. I was like, oh my God.
Oh yeah.
And that's a guy who was on the team a couple years ago. One of the only guys around still from Texas A&M. He got the elusive number 12 this year. That's, they got honored. You bestow number 12 at Texas A&M upon the person who, most deserves it or whatever. It's like single-digit numbers at Nebraska. And he hit a fly ball to the wall last night to end that game. And I thought, oh my God.
He didn't.
Woo! So just remember, it's a baseball game, and so everything's going to be picked apart. Somebody is going to feel like they blew it after the game tonight. I just wouldn't want to be that guy. I just would not want to be that team.
Nah.
That's for sure. But that's the pressure cooker. It's good. It's good for the sport, and we'll have a very good TV product tonight. I'm curious to see how the television numbers come back from the first couple of days of the championship series as well.
Definitely.
All right, quick timeout. We'll come back. We got some Husker football stuff to discuss today. Once again, Sam McEwen will join us in the 1 o'clock hour. We have a hockey game 7 tonight. Scottie Scheffler. Many things that we have to catch up on when we return on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
The Connor Happer Show.
Who's pitching tonight?
You Darvish, having a great year.
The Connor Happer Show.
I know about that guy.
On 1620 The Zone.
What a mess.
Live from the Host Coffee Studio, this is 1620 The Zone.
Funplex asked an AI assistant where you find ultimate summer fun. And, well...
Funplex, Nebraska's largest water park and rides, now with the brand new spinning, tilting Wipeout. Tasty treats, special events, private cabanas, and more. Probability of unforgettable fun, 100%. Funplex is the best choice for an all-in-one day of summer excitement.
So, see you at Funplex then?
I am a language model.
Yeah, fair enough. Get your human tickets at fun-plex.com. Let's go!
Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. EquitableOnline.com.
Because you want to hear bacon and eggs on your outdoor griddle, not the scraping of rust. Introducing the Weber Slate Rust-Resistant Griddle. Stays ready, not rusty, with a carbon steel cooktop, pre-seasoned and ready to cook on right out of the box. The Weber Slate heats evenly edge to edge up to 500 degrees. All you'll hear is the gasp of amazement from friends and family when you serve the food. Cooking with the Weber Slate Rust-Resistant Griddle just sounds delicious and tastes even better.
The Omaha Farmers Market offers the city's best selection of farm fresh, locally grown produce May 4th through October 13th. Open rain or shine in the Old Market every Saturday from 8 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. and in Exarban Village every Sunday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. To keep up with what's in season, visit omahafarmersmarket.org and follow them on Facebook and Instagram. Sponsored by KETV Channel 7.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. Most corporate credit cards offer points as incentives, but those points amount to less than their worth in real cash value. Ramp's business cards offer you cash back, real money in your pocket. Plus, you control who spends what with each vendor. And Ramp software collects and verifies receipts automatically, which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now get $250 when you join Ramp for free. Just go to ramp.com/sports. Ramp.com/sports. RAMP.com/sports.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Many people go back to the dealership out of habit or because they think the dealer is the only one who knows how to fix their car. At Omaha Car Care, we offer a better option. We have ASE certified technicians, the technology to service any vehicle, and free loaner cars. The dealer will sell you a package of services. We'll provide the service you want for your car as your trusted partner. I'm Rick Betker, owner of Omaha Car Care, and we'll be along for the ride.
A Nebraska craft beers and ciders important to you? Whether you just love Nebraska brewed beers and ciders or you're a full-fledged craft brewery, there are benefits to membership for anyone with the Nebraska Craft Brewers Guild. Their sole mission is to foster and help grow the Nebraska-centric brewing community. Become a member today at nebraska.beer and help advance the craft beer and cider industry in the state of Nebraska. Find out more about the Nebraska Craft Brewers Guild at nebraska.beer.
Connor Happer, Josh Johnson back with you, not from the Omaha Baseball Village, but the Omaha Baseball Village is inside of us. and it will live there forever and ever.
Right there. If you're watching on zonetv.live, it's right there.
It's spirit. That's all. Its spirit will remain with us.
It's a state of mind. It's not a place.
That's right. That's why my idea, College World Series in December. It's still out there.
Mm-hmm.
Many people don't like that idea, but it's still out there if anybody wants to take it.
I think it's a great idea.
Thank you, Josh. You love the College World Series.
I do.
A couple Nebraska football topics for you. First of all, and we can discuss this a little bit later in the day-to-day stuff. Nebraska appears in position to add a running back to its 2024 roster.
Mm-hmm.
We'll dive into this a little bit later and sort of what it means, but maybe an announcement pending here from Mekhi Nelson, who was originally in the 2020. So let me make sure I get this straight. I believe this is correct. Was originally in the 2024 class, then reclassed to the 2025 class, and went to a prep school, St. Thomas More. He was at Wilkes-Barre High School in Pennsylvania. Before that, reclassed to 2025. Now, Nebraska has approached him and said, basically, why don't you come on and be a member of that 2024 class again? Nebraska adding another running back to their room, apparently, today. So we'll see. Nebraska's had some different things going on in that running back room over the last year or so here. They've lost recruits. They've got guys out of the transfer portal. It's an interesting collection, and so I certainly don't mind adding another guy. So that's in the day-to-day, and we can get into it a little bit later on. But I have two bigger picture Nebraska football topics for you today. Number one is this. So this is directly stolen, thank you, from Grant G, who emailed into Mitch Sherman's athletic mailbag. Thank you for the topic.
Thank you, Grant.
Topic alert.
Oh, hello.
It says Nebraska's schedule looks very manageable, although I feel like we say that every year. Could the Huskers enjoy a Mizzou type of breakout year? And I know people are saying, I don't want to be Mizzou in any way, shape, or form. And I say, are you sure? Here's the facts you need to know. Missouri, under third-year head coach Eli Drinkwitz in 2022, went 6-7. Here's how that year went for them. They got wrecked twice. Once early in the season by K-State and once in the middle by Tennessee. They lost to Georgia, Florida, Kentucky, and Auburn by a touchdown or less. Close games. And they lost the bowl game that year to Wake Forest. They were -2 in the turnover margin. I was curious about that. How bad was it? And was that a team that we were looking at in 2023 as a team that was ripe for a potential breakout? They've recruited well. They've developed well. And so did it all set up for 2023 for them? Well, if you remember, here's how it went for them last year. They won 5 games by 10 points or less. They won close games. They lost to LSU and Georgia. They had an incredibly light schedule, and their turnover margin was +10, which was top 10 in the country. So basically what I'm telling you is everything on the surface that made that transition from 2022 to 2023, like in the jump in wins from 6 to 10 last year for Missouri, applies to Nebraska this year, except for I think Nebraska has it more. Like Nebraska has it in spades here. Remember, Nebraska went -17 in the turnover margin last year. I will repeat that number until I am blue in the face. 17 down in turnovers last year. You know what's bad in turnover margin? 6. You know what's bad in turnover margin? 4. You know what's bad in turnover margin? -1. You want to be positive, and you want to get more turnovers than you turn the ball over. Nebraska went -17 last year. It was one of the worst 3 teams in the country in that statistic. And so for all of you guys who are like, man, I don't know, can they really make a jump from -17 to like positive in the turnover margin? And what would that represent? if they can make a jump from minus 17 to positive in the turnover margin. First of all, I don't think it's particularly that hard to go positive in the turnover margin. You're going to end up around 0 in the luck situation. You're going to lose some, you're going to gain some just by virtue of luck. Then it's how much can you protect the ball compared to how much can you force turnovers, right? And I don't know that Nebraska is going to be particularly explosive in either category. I don't know that they're going to turn the ball over a whole lot, and because they're probably not going to take that many chances. And I don't know that they're going to be terribly aggressive on the defensive side where they, get a whole bunch of turnovers. So is it likely that Nebraska could take a 15 to 17 to 20 turnover jump year over year? I actually likely is maybe a strong word, but if you're just starting off year by year, you're going to say, yeah, I mean, 0 is a good number to shoot for. And then you'll see where it ends up from there. I can tell you with great certainty that it won't be minus 17 in the turnover margin this year. Once again, not going to be minus 17 in the turnover margin. So that's just a stat. And Missouri went plus 10 last year. It was top 10 in the country. And they saw their win total jump from 6 wins all the way to 11 wins last year. So if you apply the same logic to Nebraska into that, what was that? What was that?
I mean, general office sounds.
Okay. Sorry. Startled me.
See, you are distracted.
I am distracted.
Other noises, just like the Village.
Yep. Damn it. We should have had the show at the Village today.
We should have.
We really should have. So if you apply these same factors, obviously it wasn't just these things that made it possible for Missouri to jump, but I'm looking at them from a broad overall perspective. If you apply some of these same things and the same logic, does Nebraska fit the profile of a team that could make that kind of jump this year? Yeah, I think so. And I don't know where people are at on that right now. I wanted to get a sense of I know a lot of people say that Nebraska, could, should, will go to a bowl game. What is the general consensus on win total right now? Is it 6? Is it 7? Is it 8? And then what would a jump look like? Because in my mind, the way I'm sort of processing this is that if Nebraska wins 8 games this year, it wouldn't be particularly surprising to me, although it would represent a huge jump in win total from what they have been over the last several years, from 5 to 8 in this case. I don't think it would be too terribly large of a jump from where they, from the level of play that they've actually kind of been in the neighborhood of, outside of a few extenuating circumstances and factors over the last couple of years.
It really would. I'm curious
I wouldn't be surprised
how much chaos the defense can cause. Can they create turnovers? Can they cause the other team to make mistakes? And then that will really tell you,
yes,
if that win total is going to jump.
Yeah. So how many times are they going to turn the ball over this year on offense?
Because
10, 11, 12.
I mean, the quarterback play is going to be better. I feel really comfortable saying that to you today on June 24th. I have no worries about shotgun snappage or
that's good, Josh.
General malaise.
So just to remind you guys, Nebraska played 12 football games last year.
People forget.
They turned the ball over 29 times.
It's a lot.
Actually,
almost impossible.
Actually, hold on. Let me make sure that's right.
If it sounds low, what you're saying, we've done this exercise a number of times.
They turned the ball over 31 times.
That sounds.
I apologize.
Better.
31 times. How many times does 12 go into 31? Almost 3. Like 2.5. You're averaging 2.5 turnovers a game.
Over 2.5.
If you average 1 turnover a game, we're thinking about 12, 13, 14 turnovers.
Sure.
Nebraska's defense last year gained 16 turnovers. 14 turnovers.
They got one.
That's zero. That's 0. Like if we are applying the same number, defense, if we're just using that as a baseline, right? Mm-hmm. They gained 14 turnovers, even though, like Josh said, could we expect them to be more explosive on the defensive end? I don't know. That's a good place to start, though. 14. It's a little more than one a game. They gained 14 turnovers last year. They turned the ball over 31 times. So can they decrease the 2.5 turnover games to a game to about 1 turnover a game on offense? We're talking about an even split. That's 0. That is a net gain of 17 turnovers from last year. To say that would change Nebraska's season is an understatement. I mean, it's a gigantic jump, but maybe it shouldn't be viewed so much that way because 17 is such a horrible number. It's such a it's not. They're not going to do that again.
It's almost baked into the cake. That
exactly.
You're gonna see a massive jump in turnover differential.
You know how bad Nebraska's been at turning the ball over the last several years, and they can't get positive in the turnover margin. Nowhere in the last 10 seasons prior to last year had they even approached that minus 17 number.
They might still not be positive in the turnover differential, but will still be vastly improved.
Exactly. So what does that mean? And how many wins is that worth on the schedule, given that the schedule is light and the quarterback play is better, and maybe you do think the defense is going to get more explosive this year, or maybe it'll just be, better as a whole. I don't know. So I think there is a lot of Missouri last year to him. Aaron writes in, think about it this way: if Nebraska went from minus 17 to plus 10, that would be over 1.5, over 1 turnover a half. Better for Nebraska.
Oh my. I've not thought of it that way.
Is that good?
That sounds great.
Is that good? That would be really good. Just a reminder, Nebraska has not been plus in the turnover category since 2016 when they were plus 5. They were 0 in 2019. Matt Rule, his high water mark in his career as a head coach was plus 11 at Baylor in 2019. So, I don't know. I hate that all of our conversations come back to this, but I mean, I think that's going to tell you a lot of the story of this year. Alex and Lincoln on the text line says,
"Hi, Alex.
That was an air conditioner making a noise. Is that true? I don't need air conditioner to make any noise.
There's a door in that not too far behind you, and yes. I think the door slammed. Okay. A heavy door.
Gotcha. Jesse writes in.
Hi, Jesse.
If the turnover margin was 0, what's our record? If you just tell me, if you give me X, you solve for X, and the X is Nebraska's turnover margin is neither positive nor negative. That's a fun question. That could be a whole topic in and of itself. Topic alert.
Topic alert.
That feels like a team that wins more than half its games.
I was going to say 7.
Yeah.
That was my number that I had in my head.
7 seems like a good number. Yeah.
And again,
if you're just giving me that
season, we've been asking, would you sign up for 7 right now? No questions asked.
And my answer has been?
Your answer has been no.
No, thank you.
You think this team is better?
No, thank you. I think the opportunity is. I think the opportunity is better. That's all. Couple comments. James writes in on YouTube.
Hi, James.
25 turnovers by the quarterback position. I believe that is correct. I believe that number is correct.
I trust James.
So they must have had a couple special teams turnovers last year. So because remember, Sims operated 26 drives and 12 of them ended in a turnover. Harburg operated 84 drives, 13 of them ended in a turnover, and Purdy operated 25 drives and 4 of them ended in a turnover, but they were all like backbreaking. Jeff Sims' turnover percentage was over 46%. Just about half the drives that Jeff Sims played. They're going to have that this year. They're not going to have that.
They got going to have that this year.
They got Dylon. They got the kid from Iowa. They got Heine and Mr. Kalen. You know, they're just like top to bottom, way, way better. Hokey Scare says your turnover stat should drop significantly with better quarterback play. However, the defense needs to start forcing more turnovers. Like I'm just giving you the thing where they don't. I'm just giving you like the defense stays static. Let's just say it is exactly the same as it was a year ago. That alone is going to represent a huge change for Nebraska because their offense is like going to take a jump. It is going to take a jump. So yeah, to answer the question, like I do think they have a little bit of that to them, and it's not hard to math it together to where Nebraska will take a jump this year. That sets the tone a little bit. So we'll do the range thing a little bit later, but there we go again, getting off in another conversation about turnover margin. Jeff writes in.
Hi, Jeff.
Man, Jeff Sims sucked. Can't be overstated. Yes. It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Pretty bad. Which once again, you could continue to apply to the point of maybe as time goes on here, it becomes more impressive that they did what they did last year rather than, oh, wow, I'm so sad that they only got to 5 and they didn't get to a bowl game. So there's that piece of it as well. All right. Your thoughts on that? We'll take them on the other side. You can call or text in the show 402-951-1620. Tweet at Happer Show, at Connor Happer on the JTech Construction Zone Twitter feed, and email Connor at 1620thezone.com on the Equitable Bank inbox. John emails in.
Hi, John.
Sims may have turned the ball over on half of his drives, but he also caught most of the shotgun snaps that he received.
I like that. That's positive thinking.
Thank you, John.
We need more of that in this world.
All right, back after this on 1620 The Zone.
Previously on Unsportsmanlike Conduct.
I read a book about the idea of aliens being a thing. What is that, a new concept? Someone writing about aliens?
No. It talked about being, if we're going to find aliens, how we hope to find them.
Boy, that sounds like a really exciting book. It was a great book. I ripped right through it.
Sean, this is why you don't have fun. You don't allow yourself to wonder.
I wonder all the time. I wonder how I've made it this long being next to you two.
Unsportsmanlike Conduct with John Bishop and Josh Peterson. Weekdays 2 to 6 on 1620 The Zone. Your Omaha area forecast presented by Funplex Water Park and Rides from the KETV Newswatch 7 Weather Center on 1620 The Zone.
Dangerously hot and humid for your Monday afternoon with an excessive heat warning in effect until 8 o'clock. Feels like temperatures as high as 115, reaching an actual high today of 101 in Omaha with southerly gusts up to 25 miles an hour. A slight chance for storms to develop after 6 p.m. into mainly southwest Iowa, northwest Missouri. Any storms that pop up could have damaging winds and large hail. Warm, partly cloudy tonight with a low of 74. I'm meteorologist Caitlin Harvey with KETV Newswatch 7.
More with Connor and Josh after this.
We're going to have an extensive professional relationship, my man.
On 1620 The Zone.
ZZ Top, the Elevation Tour. October 1st, Liberty First Credit Union Arena. Playing all their classic hits. ZZ Top. On sale now at LibertyFirstCreditUnionArena.com or at the box office.
Fellow Nebraskans, we need your help getting signatures to finally legalize medical marijuana. We only have 3 weeks left. Get to our state's best liquor stores, wine, beer, and spirits today and sign. Support us at nmm2024.org to make donations. Let's go.
Host is roasting every morning. Host is roasting every day.
How does Host Coffee provide the best coffee for your workplace? By finding the richest and most robust coffee beans from all around the world and bringing them to our Nebraska roastery, where your coffee is roasted fresh and delivered straight to you.
Proudly serving Nebraska since 1972. Host Coffee is always roasting something good for you.
Because you want to hear bacon and eggs on your outdoor griddle, not the scraping of rust. Introducing the Weber Slate Rust-Resistant Griddle. Stays ready, not rusty, with a carbon steel cooktop, pre-seasoned and ready to cook on right out of the box. The Weber Slate heats evenly edge to edge up to 500 degrees. All you'll hear is the gasp of amazement from friends and family when you serve the food. Cooking with the Weber Slate rust-resistant griddle just sounds delicious and tastes even better.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
I plan to rearrange my closet, but I stopped after picking the clothes up off the floor.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel's award-winning language learning app will help you start speaking another language. Start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks.
Comment tu t'appelles? Comment tu t'appelles? Vous êtes où?
Vous êtes où?
Babbel's bite-sized lessons make it easy to learn words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, "How's your French going?" you can say,
Babbel est amusant et facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue. Et cela ne prend que 15 minutes par jour.
When you want to really learn another language, it starts with Babbel. Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
How do you celebrate the expansion of Lindley Clothing with the addition of Well Suited? Well, you have a BOGO 50% off sale. Right now, Lindley Clothing, buy one, get one 50% off sale on suits and sports coats. Buy one suit or sports coat at regular price and get a suit or sport coat of equal or lesser value at 50% off. Now, the sale is going on now, but it ends with a bang on July 3rd. If you haven't been to Lindley Clothing, get there now and check out Well Suited as well. More sizes, more styles, more selection. In the Linden Market at 132nd and West Dodge, you'll enjoy easy access to Lindley Clothing.
Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Yesterday, I was taking in a lovely game of college baseball.
Oh, where at?
At the Chuck box.
Oh, yeah.
And happened to be around a TV where they had a different sporting event on.
Whoa, how dare they?
I know. It's crazy. But there's a lot of crossover between the baseball and the golf community. And I looked up and I saw it was coming down to the wire between Scottie Scheffler and Tom Kim. This is exciting. And then I stopped thinking about it for probably 5 to 10 minutes. And then I looked up again and they were coming up the 18th green and there was what appeared to be paint everywhere on the green. I said, what's going on? Scottie Scheffler's right in the middle of this, and you come to find out that 6 climate protesters stormed the 18th green while Scheffler and Kim were lining up their final putts on the final hole of regulation in a PGA Tour event that was not a live golf event where there weren't drones hanging out in the background of shots. Triggering John Rahm.
John Rahm, yeah.
Eventually went to a playoff, but on the 18th green, there was quite the scene. Protesters came from all directions and waved smoke bombs that left white and red residue on the putting surface. Some of the protesters were wearing T-shirts with the words "No Golf on a Dead Planet" in black lettering on the front. Each of the protesters, by the way, was charged with first-degree criminal mischief, first-degree criminal trespassing, and breach of peace. Breach of peace. I should charge Josh for that. They were released after posting $5,000 bonds and are scheduled to appear in court July 1st. Now, while this is funny, I'd like to ask, how does Scottie Scheffler just end up being in the wrong place at the wrong time all the time?
All the time.
And what makes it even more amazing is he has no takes about any of these things. He's not flustered at all. We don't have to talk about whether these protesters got in the way and it affected who won the tournament. Like, no. It's just, he's just going to go out there. He's like, wow, that was kind of weird. Let's go play this playoff hole again. So it's so funny how he just keeps being in the middle of these things.
I have to just a self-scout on myself. I have to do the Shaq meme. I apologize to Scottie Scheffler. I was unfamiliar with your game. I knew he was like the #1 golfer in the world before the Louisville incident.
Yes.
But everybody,
the damaged pants.
Everybody kept calling him a robot. And I'm like, oh, okay, he's a uncharismatic golfer. Like, okay, there's a million of those. I did not understand just how robotic Scottie Scheffler was.
So it's funny because it's not that he's uncharismatic. It's not that he lacks a personality. It's just that he doesn't react to things.
Anything can happen to this man, and he just goes out and wins. Okay, fine. I got to chip. I got to shoot through some paint. Okay.
We don't talk about enough how when he won the PGA Championship, he was in jail that morning. That very morning.
He had to stretch.
Or I guess the morning before that.
In his jail cell.
It was amazing. It's incredible to think about. And so, like, it's not that he lacks a personality. He just keeps being in the wrong place at the wrong time, and these weird things keep happening to him, and he doesn't really react to them whatsoever. And he goes off, and after winning the PGA Championship, and he goes back home and has his kid, comes back on tour, starts winning again. It's incredible. Scheffler said, quote, "From my point of view, they got it taken care of pretty dang fast. So we were very grateful for that." He won in the sudden death playoff, which was, by the way, his 6th victory of the year. When something like that happens, you don't really know what's happening, so it could kind of rattle you a bit. That could be a stressful situation, and you would hate for the tournament to end on something weird happening because of a situation like that. I felt like Tom and I both tried to calm each other down so we could give it our best shot there on 18. That is from Scottie Scheffler, the world's #1 player right now. The group is called Extinction Rebellion. Josh, great band name.
Yeah.
An activist group with the history of disrupting events around the world claimed responsibility for the protest. In a statement emailed to the Associated Press, the group blamed climate change for Saturday's electrical storm that injured 2 people at a home near the golf course at TPC River Highlands. This was, of course, due to increasingly unpredictable and extreme weather conditions. Golf, more than other events, is heavily reliant on good weather. Golf fans should therefore understand better than most the need for strong and immediate climate action. This is literally people yelling at the sun.
Of all the things you could yell at.
I'd like to protest the weather. I'd like to protest it being 180 degrees today.
You did.
I did. And this is me serving in my protest.
Uh-huh.
I'd like to issue a statement.
I just think there's other things we could yell at the sport of golf about. If we're going to protest something.
And here's Tom Kim. He made his birdie putt to force the playoff after this smoke bomb incident. Kim said the protest took his mind off the pressure. He said, quote, "It kind of slowed things down. It took the meaning of the putt away for a second because for the past 17 and a half holes, all you're thinking about is golf. And suddenly when that happens, your mind goes to, quote, a complete, like you're almost not even playing golf anymore. I thought it was a dream for a second." After the players put it out in regulation, workers with leaf blowers came out to clean off the remaining powder, and the whole location was moved for the playoff, which began on 18. Scheffler beat Kim with a par on the first hole of the sudden death. Shout out to golf, man. Golf is huge right now. I am super into golf right now. We have a dominant player. We got crazy bat bleep, crazy stuff happening. We have a whole nother tour that nobody even cares about and is a complete and total disaster. Golf is hot. Watch out for golf.
Kind of seems that way, doesn't it?
Alex and Lincoln says millennials love to protest. I'm a millennial. I was protesting the weather today. Put me in. What are they called again? Rebellion Extinct?
Extinction Rebellion.
Extinction Rebellion.
Connor Happer, Extinction Rebellion, handshake meme.
If you see a guy with smoke bombs down at the College World Series tonight, you know who to look at. All right. Josh will bring you the odd news when we return on 1620 The Zone.
Now live on Twitch, YouTube, and 1620thezone.com.
Hi, this is Doug Nodgard with Equitable Bank. Great service never goes out of style. When the digital age dawned, many said computers would be able to handle many of the interactions that used to take a person. Boy, were they wrong. How many times have you called your bank and gotten a recording to press 1 or 2? Not at Equitable. Not only does Equitable answer your call in the first ring, it's answered by a human being. That's because Equitable Bank values its customers. Equitable Bank, We take banking personally. Member FDIC.
Don't answer that. It's another roof gypsy ringing the doorbell. They are attempting to capitalize on the misfortune that Mother Nature has thrown your way. Make the right call to a trusted company that has faithfully served the Omaha area for over 35 years. The Rooferees at John Higgins Weather Guard.
For roofing, siding, and gutter repair, make the right call to John Higgins Weather Guard.
John Higgins Weather Guard, the home of the Rooferees. Make the right call.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
When you're rolling Charmin, ultra soft on the potty. Less is more, so roll it back, everybody. Charmin's irresistibly soft and hella nice. The grip is always soft. It's our party vibe. It's cushion and pink, so our cheeks feel fly. So everybody wanna touch the sky.
Charmin Ultra Soft is irresistibly soft and more absorbent, so you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/radio. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at HIMS, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/radio and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. hims.com/radio.
At Cox Mobile, we know you're smart. You brush your teeth in the shower to save time, make coffee ice cubes for your cold brew, and wear goggles to cut onions. You also added Cox Mobile. So smart. Now you're running on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability and saving on your Cox internet. It's ingenious, just like you.
Aw, thanks.
Cox Mobile, the smart way to mobile. Cox postpaid internet required. Cox Mobile runs on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability as measured by Ookla LLC in the U.S. to age 2023. Other restrictions apply. Learn more at cox.com/mobile.
The biggest pro football contests in Vegas are back. Circa Survivor and Circa Million are now up to $16 million in guaranteed prizes. 2 ways to win, no rate. Circa Survivor contestants select one team each week with no point spread. Last the longest to win it all, $10 million guaranteed. In Circa Million, make 5 picks against the spread each week for your share of $6 million guaranteed. Quarterly and full season payouts. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. Circasports.com for details. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-238-7633.
And now we've reached the point in the show where Josh Otson reads the peculiar, the bizarre, the comical, the odd news with Odd Son. Odd news, Odd Son. See what we did there? The odd news with Oddson.
Join the VIP club and sign up for 1620 the email. You'll be the first to know about all the exciting things we have coming your way. This is where we get to get in our bag a little bit, Sports Talk Radio in the summer. So we'll bring you some fun stuff. The only way to get it first is to head over to 1620thezone.com and sign up for 1620 the email. It's the greatest email ever. That's what they're saying.
That many are saying.
That's what they're saying. Josh, what do we have today on the odd news?
Today we have, do you remember our friend, Jeff Jarrett?
Jeff Jarrett. Yes.
Jeff Jarrett.
We became great friends.
Yes.
We struck quite a bond here in this very studio.
He called me Slapnuts.
He did. Is he in the news right now?
He is.
Oh boy.
He is. He threatened to hit me over the head with a guitar.
Yes. Is that why he's in the news?
Well, that is why he's in the news, because he did hit Cleveland Browns radio analyst Nathan Zagura over the head with a guitar this weekend.
Nice.
At Saturday nights.
Guys living our dream.
That's right. Absolute Intense Wrestling Shook Ones event. That's
not AEW.
That's not. It's an independent organization. Nathan Zagura, Browns radio analyst, found himself on the wrong end of an attack from AEW's Jeff Jarrett, my close personal friend.
My dear friend.
With the NFL offseason still underway, Zagura served as the color commentator for Saturday night's wrestling show in the Cleveland-based independent pro wrestling promotion. But the longtime Browns broadcaster was not just an on-air analyst, but he's also a central part of the show as he responded to a challenge from the members-only tag team. The segment seemingly ended with Zagura standing tall alongside fellow AIW wrestlers, Tom Lawler and Joshua Bishop, whoever those people are.
Joshua Bishop?
Yeah.
Like the combination of Joshua Peterson and John Bishop?
Yes.
Whoa.
That love child exists.
I do
and
not
is
want to
wrestling in
meet
Cleveland.
that guy.
The celebration, however, was interrupted by Karen Jarrett, wife of Jeff Jarrett, who eventually also came out and beat up the trio of Zagura, Bishop.
Well, this is
Lawler.
disappointing. This is real opportunity missed for us.
Yeah, I, in fact, could have been hit over the head with a guitar.
If we would have supplied him a guitar, would he have?
There are many guitars in these hallways of this building.
But I don't want to wreck what we got in there. We get some good stuff in there.
Those are not. Trust me, we can get those guitars re-signed by those people.
I don't know, man. Like,
they would love to be asked.
He's gonna have these guitars. That's all right. He's gonna have these guitars on like special order because they're like paper guitars, right?
I don't know how it works.
These aren't real guitars. That would hurt. And they would not explode that way.
Have you seen the people crumple to the ground after being hit by one of these guitars?
Yes.
It clearly hurts.
But the guitar just explodes into smithereens like a mist.
Yeah.
That's
just like a real guitar.
I don't think that's what happens when you hit something with a guitar.
Only one way to find out, Connor.
I would love to find out. If we, since you have this connection now with your dear friend, Jeff.
My friend.
Eventually when the time is right, much like it was when Frank came back on the show.
That's right.
Just reach out and say, hey, like next time you come by, we'll do it big. We'll bring a guitar, or maybe you could supply the guitar, hopefully. And we'll do it right. And I want you to smash me over the head with a guitar because I want to make that happen for you because I know you want that.
I do. And I mean, that's the difference between me and a lot of other people in this business. A lot of people use their guests like, okay, they've done me a favor. I'm done with them. We don't have to speak ever again. I cultivate the relationship afterwards. Right. I'm like, hey, did that go well for you? Is there anything I could do to be better in the future?
Mm-hmm.
And hey, let's stay in touch. Let's
be friends.
To be friends.
Let's text.
Yes. And then if Frank had a gig coming up and he's like, I know, I'll reach out to my close personal friend, Josh.
I wonder how that hotel stay went at the Hilton.
That's right.
By the way, you should text him.
How was your
how was your $5,000 night stay at the Hilton?
I will do that during the next break because
please let me know.
Yeah.
Mike writes in on YouTube.
Hi, Mike.
Connor, are you insinuating that professional wrestling is fake? I actually was.
Whoa.
It was an insinuation.
Connor.
It was an insinuation. I don't know that to be true. Jason and Pender writes in.
Hi, Jason.
Oh, he has a couple thoughts on this, by the way.
Okay.
He says they are, in fact, real guitars.
Told you.
But they take the inner pieces out of the guitar to give it that exploding effect. It's like punching through particle board. It's good. Alex Lincoln says producer Slapnuts is built different.
That's right.
He is.
Print that shirt.
Yeah.
And that's why Slapnuts is built different. 1620 the store. Get on that.
That's why he's not at the Omaha Baseball Village.
That's right. That's right.
Built different.
I'm too fragile. We go to the New Heights podcast.
Oh, yeah. What are the Kelceys up to?
Oh, have you seen Travis Kelce this weekend?
So
he did a lot.
Yeah. So here's what I've gathered.
Okay.
Let me know if this is all right.
Okay.
So the Taylor Swift deal tour has hit London.
Mm-hmm, that's correct. Wembley Stadium.
And she actually brought Travis out to be a part of the show.
That's right.
It seems.
Uh-huh.
Okay. That's all I have. He was wearing a tuxedo.
He was wearing a tuxedo. Yes. He was he's one of the backup dancers.
That's all I know.
Okay.
That's all I got.
They took a selfie with the royal family. Well, almost all the royal family. Kate mysteriously not photographed.
Well, she's sick.
Well,
Josh.
Can't be out gallivanting around at the Taylor Swift concert if your wife is sick.
No. Well, you shouldn't be.
You
Yeah,
shouldn't.
it's true.
Many would say.
Okay, what's going on the podcast?
Well, before that, Friday's episode, I don't know. Jason got Travis in a bit of hot water as he said, bleep Royals. And Travis knew what his weekend plans were and had to very quickly backpedal and go, whoa, hey, no, we don't feel that way about the Royals. We just don't do royalty here in America.
Good job by Travis. I never thought that he was much of a, guy who cared about that kind of stuff.
Right.
He
could have very easily just said, yeah, my brother's an idiot. Sorry, honey.
Yeah.
But no.
Look at that. PR trained Travis Kelce.
He's getting better at this thing. And meanwhile, Jason is just, no. If you had a podcast with your brother, you would definitely try and get your brother in trouble at every possible turn, right?
You know what this represents? The things we do for love. The things we do for love.
Interesting.
Because Travis and Taylor famously love each other.
Boy,
and
he
has really changed his ways. And now he's a backup dancer in her band. I can't remember.
You got to pay your dues.
I can't remember who it was. Maybe it was Aaron Sorensen who tweeted out a picture of one of the screenshots of Travis dancing at the in the background of the Taylor Swift concert, and it's like, imagine showing someone this photo 15 months ago. You'd been like, what happened?
What's going on?
Was there another pandemic?
Are people looking for just things to do to get out of the house?
What happened here?
Great take. Finally, Connor, we talked about protests in the last segment.
Yes.
There's another protest planned today. Everyone has been made aware of this protest in Paris.
Ooh, is there?
Are you?
I gotta look into this.
Oh, this is right up your alley, I think. To protest the coming Olympics in Paris, people are going to poop in the Seine River today.
All right.
Just to prove how disgusting it is.
Well, I mean, they'd technically be right.
There is a large-scale plan to defecate in the Seine River after France's president, Emmanuel Macron, and Paris mayor, Anne Hidalgo, claimed it was safe enough to swim in. Here's the deal. A couple months ago, water charity Surfrider Foundation Europe.
Can I cuss in French?
I don't know. Is this a you get one situation?
So they have a hashtag.
Oh.
They have a hashtag that's going viral right now. And it translates roughly to I bleep in the Seine on June 23rd.
Okay, because there would be a pair of S's in there, so it would kind of be alliterative. A group tested the Seine River water multiple times over the course of 6 months and claimed they found a shocking amount of bacteria in the water.
Yeah.
In response, the French government and other officials said, the water's fine. What are you talking about? They should.
Totally normal.
And many started joking, hey, you should turn the river into a latrine to prove their point. Well, it seems like the joke has gotten out of hand because today they plan on turning the Seine River into a latrine at noon. This has to have already happened.
Yeah, it's noon right now.
Yeah, it's noon here.
Yeah, it's nighttime there. That river's already full of crap.
It is almost 7 p.m. in Paris. So I don't know how the protest went today.
The website declares because after putting us in bleep, it's up to them to bathe in our bleep. It also features a calculator that lets users input how far they live from central Paris and then calculates when they would need to defecate in the river for the waste to end up in the heart of the capital at noon on June 23rd. So this is more than a day old, it seems.
Now, there's several logistical questions.
The great calculator, though.
Yeah, okay,
good job of the guy who programmed that.
I don't know about anyone else. I can't really do it on command. I've got to, when it's time, it's time.
At the beginning, the objective was to make a joke by bouncing off of this ironic hashtag. The anonymous instigator was quoted as telling one of the news outlets, in the end, are people really going to go bleep in the Seine or set up militant actions? Nothing is excluded. Wow, this could really go anywhere. I look forward to what I gotta hop on the trends on Twitter. Let's see what's going on over there. Because this
is this trending?
Maybe not. Maybe it's just a couple people who ended up, pulling their pants down and crapping in the river.
Boy, I mean, you need to know some people are going to join you in this if you're going to do this, right? Do you do it off of a bridge and into the river, or do you get into the river?
That's a great question.
And
doesn't seem to be that organized.
Okay.
How would you? Let me see. Seine. Seine.
That's right. That's right.
All right. Latest on the Seine River. People are commenting about the quality of water in the river pre-poop.
No post-poops?
There's not much talk about it at the moment. Maybe it never happened.
Wow.
2 hours ago, someone said, I'm going to go to Paris today to poop in the Seine River.
It would be so unlike the French to cowardly back out of a commitment like that.
Nice. Wow. Well, we look forward to whatever happens in this regard.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing that to my attention.
I hope they do this. This would be a hilarious bit of, rebellion.
Yeah. Not a bad protest at all in my mind.
No.
Thanks, Josh.
Thank you, Connor.
That's the odd news. We'll come back. Let's define the range when we return on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Live from the Host Coffee Studio, this is 1620 The Zone.
Are Nebraska craft beers and ciders important to you? Whether you just love Nebraska brewed beers and ciders or you're a full-fledged craft brewery, there are benefits to membership for anyone with the Nebraska Craft Brewers Guild. Their sole mission is to foster and help grow the Nebraska-centric brewing community. Become a member today at nebraska.beer and help advance the craft beer and cider industry in the state of Nebraska. Find out more about the Nebraska Craft Brewers Guild at nebraska.beer.
Is your concrete cracked or uneven? Hey everyone, Coach Greg McDermott here to explain why you should choose Everlevel Concrete Repair. Many people think they need to replace broken concrete, but repairing it provides durable protection and comes at a fraction of the cost. Everlevel provides permanent repair solutions to fix your concrete and protect it against future damage, and it all comes with a long-term transferable warranty. They offer free inspections to walk you through the entire process. Call Everlevel Concrete Repair today.
Sundays with the Storm Chasers are packed with fun for the entire family. Every Sunday features free entertainment for kids 12 and under. Brought to you by Nebraska Medicine. Want to get a free Sunday perm ticket? Bring 3 cans of non-perishable food items to the Werner Park box office. Wrap up the day with Kids Run the Bases, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska. Visit OmahaStormChasers.com.
Omaha Storm Chasers family. Everyone get on your feet, stir up the storm, we're family.
How do you celebrate the expansion of Lindley Clothing with the addition of Well Suited? Well, you have a BOGO 50% off sale. Right now, Lindley Clothing, buy one, get one 50% off sale on suits and sports coats. Buy one suit or sports coat at regular price and get a suit or sport coat of equal or lesser value at 50% off. Now, the sale is going on now, but it ends with a bang on July 3rd. If you haven't been to Lindley Clothing, get there now and check out Well Suited as well. More sizes, more styles, more selection. In the Linden Market at 132nd and West Dodge, you'll enjoy easy access to Lindley Clothing.
Email us on the Equitable inbox with whatever is on your mind. The Zone inbox is brought to you by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. You can hit me up, agree, disagree, tell me your thoughts on life at Hanley at 1620thezone.com. We want to hear from you on the Equitable Bank Zone inbox.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Tickets for less. Best seats, best prices, no service fees. Shop ticketsforless.com. KOZN Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. This is 1620 The Zone.
All right, I had to play a game of should I click on this link with myself just now.
Oh, please, in the absence of Mike Schaefer today, we need this.
Would you like to play?
Sure.
All right, Josh. This is from the Omaha World Herald.
Okay. This feels like a hashtag topic alert.
It is. It kind of is a topic alert. Here's what sorry, I just ate a whole bag of chips. Thank you for the chips.
I got you. You got me, I got you. Total team effort.
It's appreciated. I'll read it to you the way it's tweeted out from the World Herald. Natasha, the Russian tortoise, escaped her enclosure and backyard near 176th and Pacific on Friday.
The Russian tourist?
Tortoise.
Tortoise, okay.
Mm-hmm. If she crosses Center Street, she's dead, her owner says. Would you click?
Oh, 100%, yes.
Me too. And so I did. And I spent the last 3.5 minutes eating chips and reading this story from the Omaha World Herald.
Okay.
And I think it's a story worth telling. This is from Margie Ducey, the Omaha World Herald. So, and by the way, I believe Josh, well, I know Josh, you know somebody who has lost a tortoise. I know somebody who's lost a tortoise.
Uh-huh.
It can be a traumatic experience.
Definitely.
Natasha, the Russian tortoise, escaped her enclosure on 176th and Pacific on Friday. She's been found twice with both of those people depositing her at the nearby lake. The last time she was found was at Spare Time Bowling at 172nd and Lakeside Hills Plaza. Went bowling. But now she's on the loose again, and her owner fears that if she makes it across to Center Street, she won't make it. She'll be dead.
Well, sure.
What was that?
My phone.
Natasha, the tortoise, has been owned by this person for 25 years, ever since the tortoise was a hatchling. Natasha eats romaine lettuce, collard greens, fresh veggies, and kale. But she apparently does not like the kale.
Well, we all eat
kale.
We all eat the kale, but nobody likes the
I'm okay with kale. I like a kale salad every once in a while.
Okay.
That's pretty good. Poll question. Do you like a kale salad?
Sure.
If she hears the refrigerator door, she comes running, tortoise style, ready for a meal. People keep calling her a turtle.
Yeah,
but
that's going to happen.
Her owner corrects them. She's a tortoise. And as such, doesn't need the lake to survive. She might not like grass instead of her usual dinner fare. She's spoiled. She's a great tortoise, Yeaman said. So she's desperate to find the fast-moving Natasha the tortoise before she reaches Center Street. Quote, if she crosses Center Street, she's dead. So if you're in the area 176 and Pacific or around the Lakeside Hills Plaza area, please be on the lookout for Natasha the Russian tortoise and do not drop her in the lake. She doesn't want to go there. She wants to go home. My question is, does the tortoise have a collar? / how do we know to bring her back to
a chip
or something like that? That could be a traumatic experience to lose a tortoise.
Oh, definitely. Wouldn't wish that upon anyone losing their household pet, but
so a lot going on in Omaha today. A lot going on. We gotta find this tortoise.
It's a race against time.
It answers to Natasha,
and can't imagine it does.
And to refrigerator doors opening, and it does not like kale. And don't pick it up and put it in the water Don't tell people on the internet that it was okay to pick her up and put her in the water. She doesn't need the water to survive.
Doesn't need it, doesn't want it.
All right. So if you're in West Omaha,
that dirty ass water at Lake Zarinsky.
Keep your eyes out.
Dirty ass water.
Put her in Lake Zarinsky.
Don't do it.
Nebraska officially does have a running back commit.
Hello.
For another running back commit for the 2024 class. Mekhi Nelson has committed to Nebraska and reclassified into the 2024 class. So he is on campus and he's ready to roll basically right now. The 5'10", 190-pound Nelson was offered back in May by E.J. Barthel and then quickly sort of reacted, got the visit together, reclassed, and now is in the room. So look at what Nebraska. Let's do this real quick before we get to the range thing. So Nebraska's got Jamarian Parker for the 25 class, and they also brought in Connor Booth, the running back from Bishop Neumann, in the 25 class as well. They let me pull up my handy dandy scholarship distribution here, which only sometimes works. You have Ramir Johnson, you have Gabe Irvin, you have Emmett Johnson, you have Quentin Ives, you have Dante Dowdell, and now you have Mekhi Nelson in your running back room. We got a text earlier that said something along the lines of, if Nebraska's taking another running back at this portion, what does that tell you about how they feel about the running back room? I view it as this, and while that I think that's a fair critique, to be completely honest with you. I'll look at it. I'll switch it up and I guess look at it a little bit this way. I think with what you have that is unknown in the room, it's best off to bring in another body. I don't think that they're looking for starters at this point. I think that they probably will find some sort of amalgamation of a starter out of the guys that I just mentioned. And maybe Nelson works his way into the rotation. It's not surprising for a freshman running back to work his way into rotation, although, he's late getting into the game. As of right now, these guys are ahead of things. Like ideally, it works out from a health perspective for a guy like Gabe Irvin if you give him the carries, and Ramir Johnson, he's able to, do what he's done when he's been healthy. And then Emmett Johnson can give you hopefully what he gave to you last year. I don't know where Ives and Dowdell factor into that. And now you have a new running back in Nelson into the room. It is such an interesting position and one that we will definitely continue to talk about it. I've talked about it plenty of times before on this show. I would just, sometimes you're at the mercy of what you get and what you can get. I would love it if Nebraska, kind of picked a guy and said, you are our running back, and why don't you go run for 1,000 yards or whatever it might be. I don't get the sense that is the way Nebraska's approaching it. But like I said, is there a guy on this roster who you'd say, yeah, he could be 1,000-yard guy, and we'll go with it that way? I tend to think that it is Nebraska's lack of real. They don't seem to have an urgency to do that in their offense. And I think because of that, and because of the way that they've recruited the position, and came up empty, they came up empty on Lacey, the guy who ended up going to Alabama last year, who they had committed to the class for a long time, and I think they thought highly of. Like, you could look at it as, no, they don't have the guy who could be the feature running back on their roster, or they haven't decided whether they want to kind of move in that direction. It's a trick. It's a chicken or the egg situation. But it's a weirdly full Nebraska running back room, all of which you feel like probably can play. We don't know about Nelson yet because he's, this is brand new here. Dowdell has played a little bit at Oregon, and Ives hasn't quite played yet. Maybe he got a couple carries last year in a redshirt year. And the other guys have either been hurt or haven't been really in a featured role yet. So it's a full room. It's a weirdly full room with just not a lot of proven production behind it. Compare that to, excuse me, somebody asked earlier about the wide receiver room on the YouTube, and they, where was it? I think it was from Hokey Skirt, right? What are your thoughts on the state of the wide receiver room? I feel like we're loaded with Nair and and Garcia, Castaneda, and Banks, and Coleman, and Lloyd. Like, think about the way that thing has been brought together with the talent that they've gotten and how those guys have seemingly assimilated the program and what you have being brought back from last year. And make no mistake that a quarterback who can really get it to him is a big part of that equation. Just think about the way that has evolved over the last year compared to the way the running back position has evolved over the last year. I certainly prefer the way that the wide receiver position has evolved. It's a different position. You play multiple guys at once. Running back, you're probably only playing one at a time. But they're playing a whole bunch inside an individual game. I like the way that position has come together as it compares to the running back spot. But it's another guy, and I'm not going to say no to another body in the running back room. That's for sure. Ultimately, you're just going to have to find that one that kind of works for you. Thoughts on the tortoise?
What a sentence.
Yeah. What makes the tortoise Russian from Big Al? Well, what makes a person Russian?
Being of Russia.
Isn't that the case with the tortoise?
I guess so.
They were born. You don't have to be born in Russia to be Russian.
I'm guessing
they have Russian heritage.
I'm guessing the characteristics between a Russian tortoise and an American tortoise are not as vast as a Russian human and an American human.
No, I don't think we're all that different, Josh. Us and Russians?
Whole question.
Charles writes in, I would run too if I was fed a steady diet of kale. Big Al says probably headed back to Russia. Big Al also wonders if the tortoise can play halfback.
Would you want it to?
Well, I mean, just throw it in the room, see what happens. Don't throw it back in the lake. Throw it into the running back room.
This isn't.
If somebody finds the tortoise, should they put it in Nebraska's running back room instead of Lake Zorinsky?
Poll question going up.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think that's probably a poll question. Also, Mike, in Soviet Russia, you don't catch tortoise catch you.
Love a good Yakov Smirnoff joke.
I think there was a couple more tortoise related items here on the Morgan in Colorado. Get Natasha the tortoise an air tag. What is he going to do? Eat it? Think it's kale?
It's a little crunchier than normal, sir.
Well, I look forward to the follow-up story from the Omaha World Herald. I hope that she's okay.
Can we I know Sam's busy, but can we get Sam McEwen on this?
Well, yeah, he's probably, I mean, he knows who's writing the stories here. Can we get an update?
Yeah.
It'd be nice. Be nice if we did. Okay, we'll ask him when he joins us at the 1 o'clock hour. Okay, coming back next, we'll set the range. By the way, we got eyes out at the airport. Brian writes in on the JTech Construction Zone Twitter feed.
Hi, Brian.
From the people going out this morning at the airport, could be a pro-Tennessee crowd tonight. There's a lot of A&M fans leaving already?
Is cult practice at like 6 o'clock tonight in College Station?
You don't have to practice that. That just lives inside of you.
Just all the time, 24/7.
Somebody check the bags of the Texas A&M people to see if the tortoise is in there.
Great point.
That's what we don't need. All right, quick timeout. Back after this on 1620 The Zone.
Mornings with Sharp and Handley.
But here's the other thing that I've also come to a conclusion after eating in a restaurant the other day. You know when you walk in and they go, would you like a booth or a table? I am here to tell you, I don't mean to be mean about this, there is no one that goes to a restaurant where the booth is available that wants a table. There just isn't. And if they want the table over the booth, I'm very curious about who they are, how they're made up.
Mornings with Sharp and Handley. Weekdays 6 to 10 on 1620 The Zone. Your Omaha area forecast presented by Funplex Water Park and Rides from the KETV Newswatch 7 Weather Center on 1620 The Zone.
Dangerously hot and humid for your Monday afternoon with an excessive heat warning in effect until 8 o'clock. Feels like temperatures as high as 115, reaching an actual high today of 101 in Omaha with southerly gusts up to 25 miles an hour. A slight chance for storms to develop after 6 p.m. into mainly southwest Iowa, northwest Missouri. Any storms that pop up could have damaging winds and large hail. Warm, partly cloudy tonight with a low of 74. I'm meteorologist Caitlin Harvey with KUTV Newswatch 7.
Fellow Nebraskans, we need your help getting signatures to finally legalize medical marijuana. We only have 3 weeks left. Get to our state's best liquor stores, wine, beer, and spirits today and sign. Support us at nmm2024.org to make donations. Let's go.
It's simple, Nebraska. Do the FAFSA.
No, it's not a new dance trend.
It's the free application for federal student aid.
That's money for college. Thousands of dollars for classes, books, and housing.
Just 10 minutes is all it takes to apply for the financial aid you need.
With fewer questions and faster fill-out time, it's simple to see how much you're qualified for.
Go ahead, Nebraska. Do the FAFSA.
Get started at dothefafsa.org.
Hi, I'm Kamiko, the founder of Miko's Hot Chicken. When we started our family restaurant, we were also raising a family. But let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Our Chase Inc. card was there to reward us on all of our business needs. Now we have a thriving location, and we're hungry for more.
With the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card, you can earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for Business. Make more with yours. Real business owners compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Roofing, siding, and gutters. Make the right call with the rooferys at John Higgins Weather Guard.
Email us on the Equitable Bank inbox with whatever is on your mind. Zone Inbox is brought to you by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. You can get me, Gary, at 1620thezone.com. We want to hear from you on the Equitable Bank Zone Inbox.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Not to brag, but Progressive's Name Your Price tool is mankind's greatest tool ever. Even better than the wheel. Sure, without the wheel, we wouldn't have modern transportation or funny videos of dogs riding skateboards. But without the Name Your Price tool, we wouldn't have easy access to auto insurance options based on our budget. And, well, cars do need wheels. They also need insurance, and insurance never goes flat. Learn more about the greatest tool ever, the Name Your Price tool at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Hey, so the college football video game is just a couple weeks away here. This week they'll be unveiling. So get ready for a lot of people to be talking about this, Josh.
Okay. I think we're close enough now to where I'd be okay with it.
Okay, good. Tomorrow they'll be revealing the toughest places to play on the game.
Happy Valley allegedly very high on the list.
Yeah, they played Mo Bamba.
The basketball player?
The song.
Oh.
Come on, Josh, catch up. You'll be like the Russian tortoise. Wednesday, they'll be revealing Sights and Sounds deep dives. It'll be a Sights and Sounds deep dive.
That could be anything, and I'm ready for it.
Could be anything. Apparently, Nebraska didn't submit that much to the video game. Like as far as iconography that they wanted to put in the game. I don't know how that all went, but we'll see what the other schools look like. Thursday, they'll be revealing the top offenses and defenses. And then Friday, they'll be revealing the top overall team, the overall team power rankings. So we'll finally get an answer to our conversation. What's Nebraska going to be rated overall? 77, 82.
Outrage! They never been here before. They don't know how tough it is. You just want to do that show now, or?
Oh yeah, no. We're gonna wait for it.
Okay.
We're gonna wait. Mike writes in.
Hi, Mike.
Toughest places to play. Gary Sharp's hot apartment. That is a home field advantage.
That guy's a psychopath.
I don't think the Russian tortoise would survive in Gary's apartment.
No. Poll question.
It would have a better chance at surviving in dirty-ass Lake Zarinsky water.
What?
Shout out to Lake Zarinsky, though. I think it's pretty clean over there.
Yeah, they did.
They clean that thing out all the time.
They just drained it for the 9th time.
It feels like they've done that 100 times in my life.
Oh, there's a mollusk in there. Better drain it.
Where's all the water come from? Who knows? I don't know how that stuff works. All right. The range. This is the topic that sets up all the other topics. What is the lowest and highest win totals you can see? Once again, if you say 0 for your lowest and then 15 or whatever the max is, you are eliminated. And may God have mercy on your soul. You cannot play anymore if you write in a comment that says, well, the lowest I could see is 0 and the highest I could see is 15 national champions. Everyone knows that it's going to be neither of those. We're talking about realistically. So here are the two numbers that I came up with. The min and the max. How do you feel? Just swish this around, Josh. Tell me how you feel. Minimum, lowest possible, and I'll make a case for both.
Okay.
Lowest possible win total for Nebraska this year, 4. I could not see them winning any less than 4 games. That seems difficult for me to try to explain. Something absolutely insane would have to happen, right?
Obviously, we're not taking into account, like, hey, what if Dylan,
acts of God?
What if Dylan comes out and does his Aaron Rodgers impression and plays 3 plays and then doesn't play for the rest of the year?
No, that's included.
Oh, okay.
No, that's included. Yeah, obviously, injury is a part of worst case scenario.
Sure.
I think Nebraska could win 4 games without Dylan Raiola this year.
Hell yeah.
Don't you? Nebraska won 5 games with Jeff Sims last year.
I feel like there's definitely 2 on the sheet.
Okay. You like UTEP in Northern Iowa?
Yeah.
And then you got to find 2 more somewhere?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can find 2 more. That's the lowest I could. And once again, I'll make a case. But 4 is the lowest. Now, what's the highest? I could actually truly try and make the case for. I think the maximum is 10.
That's my number 2.
Is that your range? Are we defining the range?
I don't know.
now.
I did my high end first. I haven't done my low end yet.
Think about it.
I know.
Suss it out a little bit. What has to happen? What sort of acts of God? Big meteors? Things like that, injuries? Is it 4? Is it 3? Is it 2? I mean, you can go lower if you want. Remember, it's not going to be 0. Otherwise, you're canceled. There's a lot of silence, Josh.
Well, I know. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I will say 5.
Okay. You are going higher on the range. All right. A couple of texts here. Let's see what you guys think. Jeff says between 7 and 10 has to be the answer. That skews much too high for me. Brian says minimum 6, maximum 9.
Nice.
Now, if we culled it down a little bit and started really talking about realistic win totals, then yeah, I'm probably in closer to Brian's range. But we are we are talking about the full on anything under God's green earth can happen. Anything could happen.
What if there's another global pandemic? It is an election year, and we only play 7 games.
Okay, that is not actually included in the conversation.
Okay, I want to know how deep we're going.
No, I'm going to say there is a full 12 game schedule in all of the possible scenarios.
Okay.
At least 12. At least 12. And maybe Nebraska gets a game rained out again due to a tornado this year. And then we get maybe it's the UTEP game and we all get to cry about how it threw off the entire Matt Rule era. If they just would have played that UTEP game,
we would do that.
They just would have played that UTEP game. Text to the 402.
Hi, 402.
Are you talking regular season range or including bowl wins? I am talking about the 12. I'm talking about the 12. And so really it should probably like more as you get closer and closer to the middle, it gets more and more realistic. right? So, yeah. Is it actually probably closer to between 5 and 9? Sure.
Yeah.
Of course. But I'm leaving all the possibilities out there. As long as this is like the first checkpoint of off-season conversations. As long as we can all agree that the wins are going to be somewhere in between 4 and 10 this year, then we can continue down the path of having a lovely conversation. You make the case one way or the other. Here's the case for 4. It's not that hard. Nebraska has a devastating injury at quarterback. Obviously.
Seems most likely.
Obviously. Then they are scrambling once again to try and figure out what they do at that position, which the answer is almost assuredly Heinrich Harburg, in which case their offense completely changes. Their defense has to be a lot better, which I think that they are probably capable of, shouldering that load for them. But obviously the top end, like this is the case that I made for Dylan Raiola earlier in the year, young Dylon. I'm obviously really excited about what he brings from a ceiling perspective, but I'm mostly excited about what he brings from a floor perspective, because you can do normal things when you have Dylan Raiola at quarterback, a guy who's trained to be a quarterback his entire life and has the skill to, the requisite skill to back that up. It turns Nebraska into an exceedingly normal team, which I am most excited about this year. And under normal circumstances, I think Nebraska is a greater than 5-6, probably even 6 or 7 win team. But under God's green earth, injuries can happen, and they can happen at really, really bad times. Maybe there could be a suspension or something like that. I have no idea. Maybe there's something in there. Even with all of that taken into account, I just even if this is out of all of the possible scenarios, this turns into the biggest disaster one you could possibly get, 4 is the lowest for me. Which tells you how bad Scott Frost was, because they did that all the time. Shout out to Scott Frost.
Routinely won 4 games.
Yeah, they loved winning 4 games. Sometimes 5, sometimes 3. Most of the time sitting in that 4 range. It's not that hard to map it out.
Yeah, there's some dubs out there for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, you're going to play UTEP at home in the first week of the season. You're going to play Northern Iowa at home in the third week of the season. Illinois is at home. Rutgers is at home. I'm not saying that any of these opponents individually are like the easiest teams to beat in the world, but when you play them enough, you get enough of those games, and you're going to find one later in the season too, even though that is probably not 100% true because they didn't find one late in the season last year. Then you could make the case for 10. And so, once again, setting the tone for the remainder of the conversations throughout the summer, Josh, we all, now we're finally diving into this. We knew it was always going to be about the quarterback. So what we don't know is really anything about him yet, other than what he's brought to the table from a talent perspective. But this is where you can really start dreaming. Like I said, the thing that I like about Nebraska's stability at the quarterback position is that it raises the floor for them, and I believe that. But if you are getting into some larger win total conversations, that is where you're introducing the ceiling part of Dylan Raiola's game. And the talent, the 5 stars next to his name, says that is possible. But I'm when we do the law of averages and how to kind of math it out, what does a normal freshman campaign for Dylan Raiola look like? It is not 5,000 yards and 40 touchdowns or whatever that stat might be at the end of the year. It's not him being one of the best quarterbacks in the country. But is there a path for him to single-handedly bring Nebraska into a situation where he single-handedly is enough to overcome some of the weaknesses and deficiencies that Nebraska has shown over the last several years, especially at that position? Yes, that scenario absolutely exists. For sure. Does Nebraska have the requisite wide receiver playmakers to make his job easier? Yes. Nebraska will get overwhelmed from a talent perspective just once this year. I'm not saying it's an impossible feat to win that game, but it's certainly unlikely. Because when you have that quarterback, he keeps you in. Look at what happened. Look at what Nebraska did in 2018 to Ohio State. Like, Nebraska's been out talented by Ohio State for a long time now, right? And they're relatively staying on the same plane. I don't know if, we could have the conversation of what, which team out of the last 5 is the most talented or whatever. Like, we could do that. But if we look at Nebraska's games against Ohio State, 2018, Adrian Martinez was really, really good in that game. And then he wasn't, because he threw a backwards pass on the sideline, and Nebraska ended up losing by a touchdown? Less than a touchdown? I think it was 36-31 or something like that. Nebraska was right there for the majority of the game, kind of hanging on the edge with Ohio State in 2021 in Lincoln. They had decent enough quarterback play that day. They had horrible quarterback play in 2020. There was nothing that they could have done. But in 2019, the College Game Day game, they turned it over right away. And then they had to default to running the triple option on the third possession, but they were already down 14-0 by that point. Right? So if you get the piece that can keep you in games, you're not so reliant on just it was like Texas A&M in baseball yesterday, just holding. The dam is going to break at some point, but how long can we hold this? And then bang, Tennessee's bats kind of came through. That's what a playmaker at the quarterback position can do for you. Nebraska just hasn't had it in a while. So I'd say between 4 and 10. And then, you kind of continue to go from there. I still think if you're doing the spread, the most likely, win total is in the neighborhood of 7 or 8, but that's a conversation for another day. You good with 4 and 10? In between 4 and 10, Josh?
Yes. Seems like we've given ourselves enough wiggle room there.
James says minimum 4, maximum 8. Big Al says if we don't make a bowl game, we'll have statewide curfew due to protesting and civil unrest. Josh, you have a very straight face while I read that comment.
I was composing a tweet.
Oh, okay. You weren't paying attention.
I was trying to do both and failed.
James writes in, freshman quarterback is going to make freshman mistakes. It's a growing year for him. Yeah, but guys, once again, I think you guys are looking at this all wrong. I don't have that high of expectations for Dylan Raiola.
Just competency.
Yeah. But with my expectations being very clear, it is way, way, way exceeding what Nebraska's gotten from the quarterback position, especially last year. This is why the math on this is so difficult, because we are comparing what Nebraska had at the quarterback position last year. It's not it's going to be better. He's not going to throw 17 interceptions. He's not going to throw 30 interceptions, so he doesn't have to be that good in order for Nebraska to get to a bowl game. He could be bad and Nebraska could get to a bowl game,
Boy, it sure seems that way.
Right? Nebraska had such bad quarterback play last year, and they almost got to a bowl game. Once again, I feel like you need to remind people at this point every single time. So, yeah, it's going to be he'll make mistakes. He's learning.
Mm-hmm.
He'll do some dumb things from time to time. He'll make throws that he feels like because of his that's the thing that I worry about with freshman quarterbacks of his caliber and his talent. A lot of times they have gotten away with a lot of mistakes in their game as far as what they need to do operationally because they have so much arm talent. It doesn't always work that way at the college level. And some people learn that the hard way. Spencer Rattler learned it the hard way. That's the guy I always say, because the problem with him is also the solution. It is, he's so good, he can make this throw, but he thinks he can make the throw. That's the problem. So you have to teach these guys to remain calm and composed and under control and do what's best for the team. And I think Dylan has those qualities as well. I don't know what a bad version of next year is for him. but it's a lot better than what Nebraska was getting for the quarterback position this year. That's for sure.
50% accuracy.
God, that's horrible.
Yeah.
God, that's horrible. Nebraska's quarterback were 50%. Like, I don't even think that's on the table for him. Like, I think it's automatically like over 57%.
12 touchdowns, 12 interceptions.
That's horrible. That is a horrible year. Nebraska probably still 6-6. Let's see. Aaron writes in.
Hi, Aaron.
I think the floor is the same no matter who the quarterback is. The defense alone should win them 4 games. Brian says, so you're saying Raiola's value is only worth 2 to 3 wins. 4 is your low if he gets hurt, but 6 to 7 if he stays healthy. No. I mean, I just like I said 4 is the minimum. And I said like 10's the maximum. 10, 11 is like the maximum. So I think it's more likely that Nebraska's going to obviously end up in the middle of that. But I do think Raiola's it's not Raiola's value. It's Nebraska getting better at the position. I don't know what Raiola is. We can't know that. We won't know that. And it's going to be, we just won't know it until it happens. Like we saw the spring game. That's all we have to go off of right now. I'm just going on average quarterback play. I think he's going to be above average by the time he's done here. His bona fides certainly say that. Like his stars certainly say that. What I've seen certainly says that. But I'm just like, I'm going baseline, expectation at this point. So like, yeah, anyone, putting somebody else in that position and Nebraska having a normal offense is worth at least that much. And then whatever Raiola gives you is on the top of that, is added value. That could be as much as 5. It could be as much as 6. I don't know. Jeff writes in, 5-star quarterbacks are just different, and we've never seen it here. He said between 7 and 10 has to be the answer. Yeah. So wherever you guys are at on this,
I think a lot of people are doing the next conversation, which is paring down the win range.
Yeah. No, I'm not going that specific yet.
Which is great. They're working ahead in their workbooks, their off-season workbooks that we handed out.
John emails in.
Hi, John.
He says Nebraska would have made a bowl with Gramstad playing quarterback last year.
Hello. Remember him? He's available.
He's no longer available. He plays for Nebraska now.
Well, yeah.
He's available to play for Nebraska.
That's right.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that's even more of a what if just because of the level that he's played at.
We'll do that show later this summer.
Which show?
The What If Jalen Gramstad was the quarterback in Nebraska last year's show.
Oh, sure. It might be this week. Who knows? At this rate, probably is. So, yeah, I think that's my range. You don't have to agree with it.
No.
And then you kind of, pick it apart from there. They're going to be in a bunch of close games. Once again, like I'm going to say this, and it's going to sound crazy. Like, while I've been describing the situation where everything changes from an offensive perspective, and I do believe that to be true, you'll watch it and you'll be like, wow, not much is that different, except for they're avoiding these catastrophic plays that just tank football games.
I'm not yelling at my TV as much.
Isn't it amazing? They're having these sustained drives that, they're not going to score every time.
Mm-hmm.
They're still, look, let me pull back up that drive chart from last year, because like it's amazing to me when you view it this way. So only almost 43% of Nebraska's drives ended in punts last year. The rest of that, and then you take away 20%, almost 20% ended in a touchdown. Almost more than 20% ended in a turnover, and then 10% ended in a field goal attempt of some sort. Of the drives that were punts, which was 42%. So, Nebraska had 136 drives last year. They had 27 3-and-outs. It's almost 20% of all of their drives were 3-and-outs last year, right? And how many of those, just thinking anecdotally now, how many of those 27 drives where there were 3-and-outs went backwards on first down because they dropped the snap, went backwards on first down because they had a false start? Like when you're not changing quarterbacks and you're doing all this different stuff and you're trying to piecemeal together an offense, you're just not like the procedural stuff. I'm not going to say that it's going to go away. They'll make mistakes still, but my God, it won't. Nebraska will not have, because of the stability that they have at quarterback this year, they will not have this self-destructive tendency to them anymore. They will not, it's hard for me to imagine them just exploding just because they're going to have consistency at that spot. And they're going to have a guy who's going to run the room.
And he'll know that's a chance I can take. That's a chance I can't take. Just dive on the ball.
Theoretically, that's what I hope. That's what I hope that he's good at. That's what I hope that he's okay at. Mm-hmm. Right? Because he's going to be able to make the spectacular plays and the spectacular throws eventually when he gets comfortable enough. But like, can you live to fight another down? That's been the trouble for 5-star quarterbacks, I think, in the past. And to be fair, in the spring game, he was great at it. He took exactly what was given to him. It moved soundly. It moved smoothly. And, that's part of what we're going off of here. We'll take your thoughts coming back here on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
The Connor Happer Show. Follow us on Twitter @Happer Show for all the latest news and views. We may even say something interesting once in a while.
Unlikely.
Really, guys? Omaha's most listened to all sports radio station. Again and again and again. 1620 The Zone.
News Talk 1290 Coil is your radio home for Omaha Storm Chasers baseball, proud AAA affiliate of the Kansas City Royals. Tune in to hear every pitch, every hit, and every out as the Chasers play at Warner Park and across the International League in 2024. With the voice of the Omaha Storm Chasers, Nick Batters, on News Talk 1290 Coil.
Tune in to 1290 Coil all season long for your Omaha Storm Chasers baseball as they take on the International League. It's Storm Chasers baseball on 1290 Coil.
Hi, I'm Kamiko, the founder of Miko's Hot Chicken. When we started our family restaurant, we were also raising a family. But let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Our Chase Inc. card was there to reward us on all of our business needs. Now we have a thriving location, and we're hungry for more.
With the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card, you can earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for Business. Make more with yours. Real business owners compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Home ownership. At Progressive, we know it's part of the American dream. It's majestic golden eagles and other less majestic birds taunting you through the baseball-sized hole in your new windows. It's soaring guitar solos performed through faulty wiring in your garage, which subsequently erupts into flames. It's also around-the-clock protection when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, which can help keep the American dream of home ownership alive and kicking. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
I plan to rearrange my closet, but I stopped after picking the clothes up off the floor.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel's award-winning language learning app will help you start speaking another language. Start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks.
Comment tu t'appelles? Comment tu t'appelles? Vous êtes où?
Vous êtes où?
Babbel's bite-sized lessons make it easy to learn words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks,
"How's your French going?"
you can say,
Babbel est amusant et facilite grandement l'apprentissage de nouvelles langues. Et cela ne prend que 15 minutes par jour.
When you want to really learn another language, it starts with Babbel. Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
All right, Sam McEwen's going to join us here in about 10 minutes. I want to ask him. He wrote today about the. All right, his rewind. He did not write about the tortoise. So we'll ask him about the tortoise, though. But he did write about the potential changes to roster limits and how that may affect Nebraska and what Matt Rhule is doing right now. So we'll chat with him about that in a couple minutes. Tonight we have Game 7 in the NHL. I have no thoughts other than I hope the team that was down 3-0 wins because that'd be fun. It'd be more fun that way.
It'd be hilarious.
Here's a brief history lesson. Even though I have no ill will toward the Florida Panthers, I don't think that anybody does.
How could you?
So in the NHL, it's happened a few times.
Mm-hmm.
The 42 Maple Leafs,
that's right,
Leafs in the finals. The 75 Islanders in the semifinals or the conference semis.
Quarters.
That's a better way to say it. The conference semis is the quarters, right?
Yes.
Bang.
Right?
The 2010 Flyers in the East semis.
Mm-hmm.
And they were, by the way, down 3-0 in the Game 7. So they were down 3 goals, 2-0 in the Game 7.
Wow.
And then the 2014 LA Kings in the first round. 5 other teams in the NHL have been down 3-0, got it back to a Game 7, and then lost.
Man.
That is pain. That is people always ask that stupid ass question. Hey, would you rather lose by 100 million points or would you rather lose by 1? Well, in this case, I don't know. Being down 3-0 just to come back and play Game 7 and then lose it, that would be a tough one.
That would.
I would still rather do that, though. I would still rather do that. Major League Baseball, famously, only happened one time. Mm-hmm. The 2004 Boston Red Sox in the ALCS. In 2020, the Astros got down 3-0, came back to force Game 7, and then lost to the Tampa Bay Rays.
Completely forgot about that.
That, it's like it never happened in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And in the NBA, it's never happened. The NBA is like this last bastion of we've never had a full comeback. We make fun of people for 3-1 losses.
That's right. Never happened in the NBA.
What are you saying, Josh?
That the Boston Celtics of 2024
God,
did not allow it to happen.
Many teams have not allowed it to happen.
Boston is the most recent. One of the most dominant runs in NBA history, many are saying.
In the NBA, 4 times has a team been down 3-0 only to force a Game 7 and then lose that Game 7. That was in the 1951 NBA Finals, featuring the Rochester Royals and the New York Knicks. The 1994 Western Semis with Denver and Utah. The 2003 West First Round, Portland and Dallas, and then the 23 Eastern Conference Finals, where the Celtics were down 3-0, came back and hosted Game 7, and then lost.
What a way
so
to
the
go.
Celtics are also the most recent addition into this category from unsuccessful 3-0 comebacks. So congratulations to your Boston Celtics. How's that title feeling still, Josh, a week later?
Feels great. Feels great. I mean, what are you going to say about Jason Tatum now?
Will it happen? A lot of things still. Will it happen tonight? Will it happen tonight? I'm here for it. I hope it does.
Boy, Bob and net for the Florida Panthers has been not great these last 3 games.
Oh, is that your takeaway?
Yes.
Bob is his goal. Bob is the goalie?
He has a very tortoise-esque name.
Really?
Russian
tortoise.
So we call him Bob. Us puck heads.
Cena says a Canadian team hasn't won the Stanley Cup in 31 years. I can never root for that hilarious streak to end. That's a great point.
And it's always made funnier when a team from Florida wins ahead of a team from Canada. It was funny. It was funny every time Tampa won the Stanley Cup.
Maybe we should be asking, do we want either of these teams to win or Big Meteor?
No, we want Connor McDavid to do the Wayne Gretzky thing where here's
no, we can't have Canada.
Here's a title, Edmonton. I'll see you never.
I'm out. By the way, there's a whole Wikipedia page for these comebacks.
Mm-hmm.
So this has happened in various other leagues as well.
There's a lot of leagues out there.
There's a lot of leagues.
By the way.
It happened in the 2023 Mexican Baseball League playoffs first round between the Rojas del Aguila Veracruz and the Perrizos de Puebla.
Powerhouse.
Uh-huh. Is that the Trevor Bauer Robinson Cano League?
Good question. Did Trevor Bauer blow a 3-0
Trevor
lead?
Bauer, people are still talking about Trevor Bauer playing in Major League Baseball again.
He's not going to fix your team, okay?
But
he's so mid.
So did you see, like, they're like, man, this guy's so good. He's just killing this league. Why aren't teams giving him a chance? And then Robinson Cano, who's like 100 years old.
Well, I can never keep track of what team he's on.
He's hitting like 450 in that league. He's like by far the league MVP. Also in the 2015-16 PBA Philippine Cup Finals.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Happened as well. Almost happened in the 1976 Japan Series between the Yomiuri Giants and the Hankyu Braves.
Go Braves.
Got to a Game 7, and then the Braves took care of business.
That's right. That's what they do.
On that one. Go hockey. I'm excited about hockey. What a great night of sports we have ahead of us.
You took so many of my notes for what to watch tonight.
Somebody will be in massive pain tonight. Yeah. Somebody will be in massive pain. Somebody here in Omaha and somebody in Florida.
Or Canada.
But they'll be in Florida, right? That's where the game is in Florida.
Yes.
I love sports, man.
I mean, just wow. You're never going to hear the end of it, Florida, if you blow this.
No. Fortunately for them, they're Florida, and they're not like the Rangers or something like that.
Right.
Or the Boston Bruins. Poll question, are there a lot of leagues from Andy?
I like that. We could do that.
There are definitely a lot of leagues.
One of them is La Liga.
I think, like, in order to even this all out, because it's only happened the one time in baseball, and it was the Red Sox, and it
to the Yankees.
It unfortunately gave us like 20 years of now we have to deal with all these Boston people all the time. That I really think it started there, and then all of a sudden these Boston teams started winning, and the Patriots had kind of taken off at that point, and
that kid goes to the parade, and he's like, I'm 16, and I've been to 143 parades.
I hate that kid. Every time that kid shows up after Boston wins a title, I hate it.
Punch that kid in the face.
Yeah, and it happened because of your team, Josh.
My team?
Yes, the Celtics just won. Do you remember?
Oh, yes.
And he came up and he showed up with a sign, and he said, I've won 100 championships, and I'm 12.
He was at that parade.
I hate that guy.
That kid sucks.
So I feel like
whose call we taking to go punch that kid in the face?
The next time this happens in sports, I need it to happen to Boston. And then that can represent the end.
Right, some of the cosmic karma.
We love a changing of the guard.
Oh, we do.
We love a changing of the guard. So if that would just mark the end to the era of it's been a long 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a long 20 years.
God, it's only been 20 years.
I know. I know. It feels like it's been 100.
It does. That honestly, no hyperbole. That feels like it happened 100 years ago.
Since we have a great sense for that, since we're each 100 years old.
Yes. Is Edmonton coming back and winning 4 games in a row a changing of the guard?
From what?
Being down 3-0?
Well, I guess it's like a mini
within the series.
I wouldn't say a guard has been changed. Okay. It's just a change.
Florida Panthers have no titles.
No guard
historically.
No guard involved there.
Yeah.
All right. We'll take a break here. Come back. Take your thoughts on that. Sam McEwen will join us on the other side. Plenty to get to with Sam. Next to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Live from the Host Coffee Studio, this is 1620 The Zone.
Hey, you hear that? That's the sound of loose change in your pocket reminding you to buy a 99-cent medium pound drink from Casey's. So the next time you hear this, you already know where to go. 99-cent medium fountain drinks. It's not crazy. It's Casey's.
I'm Dave Osted. And I'm Ryan Osted. Every golfer will get value from being custom fit. The truth is, the higher handicappers will get more value from being custom fit than the low handicappers.
It's changed so much since my dad started the business in 1963. We now have hundreds of thousands of dollars in technology, and we know exactly what the spin rate is, what the launch angle is. We encourage you to bring your current clubs in now, and we can compare it. And guys walk out of the store knowing that the purchase they just made is going to give them 21 more yards off the tee box. Play better, have fun, and shop Osted's.
Hi, I'm Nick Vermel, owner of Royalty Roofing. The recent storms wreaked havoc on our community. Our team at Royalty Roofing is here to help. We're local, skilled, licensed, and bonded. We work for you to ensure you get the funds you deserve and make sure that the work is done to your satisfaction. Don't take risks with your biggest investment, your home. We are Better Business Bureau Integrity Award winners and Best of Omaha winners. Cover your roof with Royalty. Visit us today at royaltyroofing.org.
It's simple, Nebraska. Do the FAFSA.
No, it's not a new dance trend.
It's the free application for federal student aid.
That's money for college. Thousands of dollars for classes, books, and housing.
Just 10 minutes is all it takes to apply for the financial aid you need.
With fewer questions and faster fill-out time, it's simple to see how much you're qualified for.
Go ahead, Nebraska. Do the FAFSA.
Get started at dothefafsa.org.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/radio. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at HIMS, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/radio and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. hims.com/radio.
Howdy, Greg Wagner joining you from the Nebraska Game and Parks Commission. Time now for another Nebraska Outdoor Update. Hey, planning a trip to a state park? One of Nebraska's 76 state park lands? Excellent. But don't forget your state park permit, money for camping fees and other activities, a fishing permit if you want to wet a line, and oh yeah, a 6-foot leash for Scruffy, your pet. Thank you, and we hope to see you out there. By the way, you can get all kinds of information on the Nebraska State Park lands through the Game and Parks website. That web address is outdoornebraska.gov. Are you going fishing? I thought so. For proper catch and release fishing this season to ensure fish survival, I want you to remember these important things. Land the fish as quickly as possible. Handle the fish as little as possible. Keep the fish in the water as much as possible. And release the fish as fast as possible. Enjoy your fishing experience, and we'll see you out there. I'm Greg Wagner with Nebraska Game and Parks.
Tickets for less. Best seats, best prices, no service fees. Shop ticketsforless.com. KOZN Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. This is 1620 The Zone.
Welcome back. Connor Happer, Josh Hodson with you on the Connor Happer Show. You're in 1620 The Zone and 1620 The Zone. Back from home base here today. Game 3 of the College World Series Championship Series tonight between Tennessee and Texas A&M. Trev Alberts has a chance to bring home a national championship. Fine. He'll be solely responsible for it. We're joined now on the 42 Degrees of Source hotline by Sam McEwen from the Omaha World Herald. Hi, Sam. What's going on?
Hey, man. We're finally reached the end. It's the hottest day of all time, but we reached the end of the CWS.
We made the executive decision. So we were originally supposed to be out at our spot across the street from the stadium, and we made the executive decision to say, actually, I think we'll go back home today and do the show.
Smart move.
Yeah, I thought it was
smart move. You know, all that's left to do now is crown a champion, and two very similar teams. We'll see how it turns out, but it's been a really good CWS. Maybe not last year, It's not quite last year, but it's awfully darn good, and the sport has found its stride, and the event has found its stride down at Schwab Field for sure.
Yeah. Any sense on which way it goes tonight? I think there's a lot of things that go into it. And they've split these first two games. Obviously, the championship series. It's probably the best two teams in the country, and they're playing for a winner take all championship. Any sense on the way it goes tonight?
I think Tennessee wins. I kind of felt like A&M needed to finish it yesterday. The way that game went, and the way that Tennessee took the lead late, just feel like the Vols are going to finish it off tonight. They'll have a big crowd advantage.
Yeah.
So that's what I think.
What's your takeaway from Nebraska grabbing a kind of, I don't know about a surprise commitment, but another interesting addition to its 2024 roster here with Mekhi Nelson, who's going to reclass back to 2024. It's another running back in the room. It becomes a really interesting room with a bunch of guys who are either have a history of being banged up or haven't really played much. I guess what's your takeaway on that addition today?
Yeah, it's interesting. This is the second guy that EJ signed from back east, and this is his guy. Like, this is not, a 4-star or, a guy that's been recruited by a lot of folks. Quentin Ives was the same story. Mekhi is too, Mekhi Nelson. And one of these guys has to hit, because if you're going to take guys that were otherwise going to UConn, you've got to develop them and coach them up. Certainly Nebraska has the room, the way that they sort of navigate their scholarships, but Jamarian Parker, who's in the 25 class, is the best running back in terms of just the recruiting rankings and all the rest. So Nelson's a compact guy. He reminds me a little bit of Fleek and a little bit of Will Nixon. This is a guy that you can probably, put in a slot. He can probably work a little bit in space. He's not undersized. He's 5'11 and a half, 190 pounds. That's not undersized for a running back. But he runs with some oomph behind his pads. Not a burner. Parker's a burner. That's the first guy that they've had since Mo Washington, who really can pull away, but he doesn't get here until next year. I think it's a decent pickup late. Remember, they didn't have a 24 signee because Kewan Lacey decommitted and then ended up going to Missouri. So this fills the role for 24. They probably had that spot open, but you're getting to the point where the roster's awfully large, and you got to manage everybody that's there. And again, Rule has been very open to being aggressive with how large the roster is. That said, there's a couple of positions where they've recruited a lot of guys, and they've got and they're kind of flyers, and some of these guys got to pan out. Like you don't want to have a situation where you're signing a ton of guys that are just sort of tweeners, and then they never quite fill into a role. And I think Nelson's a player who could be very good here, but it's going to have to earn his spot, and will have to certainly compete with Parker when Parker gets here.
Well, you wrote about this for today, just the roster limits and how that could potentially change. Obviously, Rule's been a huge proponent of keeping it large, although he has shown the ability to adapt, but he's used the roster numbers to his advantage so far in his time, and it's a part of his kind of development plan. What do you think? How does the game change for Nebraska in the way that they're trying to do things right now, if indeed there are some more strict roster limits on who could be there?
I think it depends on the roster size. If you go to 130, I don't know. I don't know that there's a ton. I think what happens if the limit is 130 is you maybe move away from we're going to sign, a bunch of scholarship-worthy players who we think might leave in a year or two anyway if they don't get starting jobs because they want to play. I don't know that it greatly affects your walk-on program. I think if you get down into 120, it probably does affect it a little bit. So people have framed this as a walk-on issue, and I'm not saying it isn't. But if they say the roster limit is 130, then probably what you're doing is you're looking at the guys that and everybody kind of knows who these guys are. The 3-star guys that you're surprised they're signing, they're over the 85 scholarship, but they're coming here anyway, and they're probably coming on some sort of NIL and kind deal.
Definitely.
And the reality is, you don't expect all those guys to stay. Like, it's very unlikely that you're going to have, 24 or whatever, 23 scholarship-worthy defensive backs in the program in 2 years. Those guys want to play football, and so some of them won't play here, and then they'll see the writing on the wall and exit stage left. But the way that they're building it's very clever, because if you can create a system where you don't really have walk-ups. These are scholarship-worthy guys, and then they all compete with each other, and then the best ones emerge, then you're creating a better roster. If they go down to 120, you may have to curb that approach. I don't think Matt Rule would cut too deeply into the walk-on system, because those guys stick around for 4 years. They're willing to sort of battle it out. And, hey, I'm willing to play in my redshirt junior year, my 4th year on special teams. I don't know. I think they're like at 40-some freshmen for this class, and it was probably very similar to that number for 23. I just don't know that all those guys are going to stick around for 4 years, and we can all imagine who some of those guys are.
Yeah.
Guys they signed late that are just like, I came here to play, and if I'm not going to play by the end of year 2, I'm going to leave. Like, I'm not sticking around. I mean, they're not really a walk-on per se. And so that may get curbed. I think Nebraska can survive at 130 without much fun. 120, you probably cut into it a little bit. I probably would be an advocate. I've written this. I wrote this last year. I don't think it's that big of a deal to get down to 130. I was a little surprised they kept it as high as they did.
Yeah.
Under Rule, but I think he's found a way to do that makes sense. But like I'm not big into the giant roster thing. I've never been really into that personally.
Well, if you can make it work for you, then it works. But how have you seen, and you wrote about this a little bit in your rewind today. It's interesting how the two different athletic directors that Rule has worked for now have kind of approached this, and Trev had some bigger picture, like holistic athletic department thoughts, and they wanted the roster to be trimmed up a little bit more. And it feels like Dannon has said, it's yours, and we'll figure it out. Kind of like, is that the correct sort of definition of how those guys have sort of approached it? And like, obviously Rule prefers the larger roster here, but it's interesting to see how the ADs have kind of handled it.
Right. So you go back to Bill Moose, and in order to accommodate Scott Frost's roster size, he basically introduced a developmental swim program and sort of a developmental group of cross-country runners in order to add roster size so that Scott Frost could have all of his walk-ons to get the program up to 150. Frost had the practice strategy in mind, right? Now, my sense is that Scott wasn't necessarily thrilled with some of the walk-ons he was getting. Like, they weren't as good of players as he anticipated they would be, but Moose accommodated that. And then when Moose was let go, Trev came in, and he put up with what Scott was doing for a while because he kind of had to. But there was also a sense of, we're going to have to figure this out as we move on. We're not going to continue to have a developmental swimming team that doesn't practice with the regular team just so we can accommodate more football players on campus. And I think he would probably communicated that to Rule. And then I think Dan has shifted course. Although it's not going to happen. I mean, Trev Alberts went to Texas A&M, and that's that. What we've seen since Trev left is a huge shift in the way that Matt Rule viewed things and the way Trev viewed things. So because they're doing what Matt Rule wants now. They're all stumping for 1890. They're running this giant roster. They've hired more and more staff. I suspect there's other things coming down the pike. And, I think that's just where they are now. And And I don't. It'll be a question for a different day, maybe months, years down the line. But like, what would Dan say no to? I don't know. And to be clear, let's be clear. Like, being good at football is really, really important in this current moment in college football, in college athletics. Like, having a really good football program is a big deal. So I can understand why he desires to empower, rule, and all of those things. I think there's been obviously a pretty clear shift. And Dannon's a big-time AD, but he's more of a coach's AD, you know, and their background suggests why. You know, Dannon came from a more modest background for sure, whereas Trev Alberts was royalty from the time, you know, he played with a broken arm in the Orange Bowl, like, you know, and he won the Buckeyes. And I mean, he's been, you know, he was minted around here for a really long time. So he was in some ways able to develop a different vision for how things should work. Whereas I think Dannon's had to be more pragmatic along the way. And, that probably accounts for the difference in who they are. You know, it's the difference in the stadium. You know, we're hearing things like, does it help us win? And is this what we want to do at this moment? And I don't really think Trev cared that much about that. I think what he wanted to do was set the program up for the future, and to take care of the fans. And I just don't know that that's a priority for most athletic directors because they follow the money. And so there's differences for sure. There's just big differences between the two. And I think most Nebraska fans probably would prefer the Dannon approach. They probably like the pragmatic approach, but we'll see how it all shakes out.
It's interesting though, because what we don't have a grasp on yet is how Dannon sort of interacts with other sports, and like if there's those kinds of requests from other sports, and what it looks like how far are you willing to go for men's or women's basketball or volleyball or whatever it might be. I don't know that. Like, Sam, I don't know that we've approached that yet. I don't know if we've gotten to any of those questions yet, but it'll be interesting to see what happens when we do, because the only one that he's really, you know, talked about so far is football and the NIL and the big picture stuff and what happens next there. But be curious to see how the other sports sort of react to that and what happens as a result of it.
Yeah, agreed. You know, baseball's gotten to a situation where they're selling the beer there now, and they're trying to pool those resources together to get some of the features and amenities that they want for players on that Haymarket Park campus, if you will. And so that's something that obviously had run aground with Trev. He didn't like he didn't like the booze deal with the Salt Dogs, so they weren't selling booze. And then when Dannon took over, they were selling booze. So things happen quickly. And there's a whole bunch of different things there. There is a difference philosophically, and yeah, you're right. We'll see how it all mets out. They went and got contract extensions for Fred and for all these. I mean, they went at it real fast to get all those folks extended and get raises, and so they're trying to take care of everybody and get things in place and move forward together. And again, we'll see what happens. Like, I feel like we're back kind of with, like, not exactly where Moose was. I think Dannon's a little bit more disciplined, especially with what he says.
Definitely.
We're kind of back to, well, I mean, if this coach wants a 7-year contract, they can have that. And I think Trev was going to be much more streamlined and tougher on those things, and probably over time would have rubbed some coaches the wrong way. That probably would have happened. But of course, the coaches always want the sun and the moon and the stars. That's what makes them coaches. That's what makes them competitive.
Yeah, I don't know what, like, you know, from drawing the comparison to Moose or whatever. I don't know that was a bad idea. Like, that's not what that's not. I don't think what you're trying to say.
It was a bad idea to get Scott Frost a 2-year contract extension midway through a losing season because boosters wanted you to do it.
But it's not a bad idea to support coaches.
Sure,
in general.
Yeah. Yeah, but there's all kinds of, there's like Oklahoma just did it with Brent Venables. There's no reason to do any of that. You know, it's hard. You got to stare down your boosters and say, no, we're not doing it. And when he wins, I guess, you know, we'll hit our pocketbook. But, like, you know, they're doing it with Venables too, and he hasn't really won anything yet. But that's what a lot of them do, because they're like, well, you know, you're the rich person and I'm not, and so, you know, I mean, we'll do what you want to do, and then, but you're good for the money if we want to get rid of this person. And, like, all those kinds of things, when they come to pass, you've got to try to find a way to navigate it and to negotiate smart contracts. And what's interesting is there was a lot of hue and cry at the time that Tim Miles only got a 1-year extension. I remember people were very upset that he didn't get his 3 or 4 years, but the reality is he didn't pay it off, and they didn't win very much the next year, and he got fired, and they saved $4 or $5 million as a result of that. And that was one of the better financial decisions Bill Moose made. It was unpopular with a lot of fans and with some media, but it ended up saving Nebraska and their boosters a lot of money.
Yeah, interesting. Sam McEwen from the Omaha World-Herald. All right, Sam, always appreciate the conversation, my friend. Enjoy the games tonight, and we'll talk to you next week.
Take care.
Sam McEwen. Fascinating stuff. Yeah, I feel like when we sort of mapped this out at the beginning, and Dannon came in such a Mr. Yogurt, I suppose we should call him.
There you go. Okay, now I know what we're talking about.
Mr. Yogurt came in it was such an odd time, and they acted quickly, and people were still up in arms about the whole Trev leaving thing, and it was like, what's this guy all about? And I think we've gotten a much better sense of that now in 2 months, maybe a little bit more than that. What was it? No, it's more than that because Trev was gone before the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So more than 3 months.
Yeah. Yeah, do what you want.
It's his approach is definitely like I don't think that's exactly right, but it's pretty close to descriptive, and it's in I think to put it together, Trev had this like holistic athletic department wide. How does this affect this? We want to be successful in everything, and not that Dannon doesn't want to be successful in everything, but he has been a good. He's been a listener to his coaches and then an actor for, I think, his coaches so far here. And by his coaches, I mean Rule. I mean, he said it right when he got here. He was like, hey, I don't really know, paraphrasing, obviously, but I don't really know what's going on here. So I'm leaning on other people to kind of tell me the lay of the land. And we said it right at the time. It's kind of Rule's reins here.
Definitely seems like he's giving him the keys to the castle. And
so here's the thing.
I haven't seen him interacting with a lot of other sports and their coaches.
So here's the thing. And not that he's not. Once again, I'm not trying to say that he's not. I'm sure he is.
I just haven't seen it.
But Rule is obviously, more out there. So when Sam draws the comparison with Moose and how he's like, it was kind of, to put it, I guess, really, broadly, I think Moose thought, hey, I hired these coaches. I hired Scott Frost. I hired Fred Hoiberg. I did my job here. This thing is going to run itself. We are going to win because I just hired these dudes. Mm-hmm. I'm the GOAT, You're essentially handing the reins over to these people to make decisions, hoping that theoretically, that they'll win enough games, and you keep them happy by continuing to give them what they want. The key here is Rule, because the key was last time Frost. Didn't work. Turns out Scott Frost actually needed a boss. Does Matt is Matt Rule the kind of guy where you're like, yeah, I feel comfortable with I feel comfortable with him speaking for the athletic department, for him making decisions on this much grander, larger scale. Stuff like grass in the stadium, stuff like what to do with the South Side, or big picture ideas. You feel comfortable with that? Do we have enough evidence? I do.
I think I do.
I do. Because he feels like a guy who's going to have the program's best interests at heart, and the kids' best interests at heart, all the way down to his core. I think Scott wasn't that far off from that, but I think where he erred is that he was building his program in the image of something he romanticized a little bit too much, and was just basically trying to make a mirror image of what he saw when he was a player here. Rule is making this up on the spot. He's making constant decisions what's best? Where do we go here? What do we do here? Who do we pick up and who do we let go? That's on the fly. And he's able to do make these decisions because he's done it before. We just talked about it last week. Think about how the image in which he created his program at Temple, the image in which he created his program at Baylor, and the relationships that he developed, and the style, all the way down to the style of football that they played, right? It was adapted to the spot, to the place, for the people, right? And I think it's the same here. And so he's been able to show over a period of time that he can kind of make those decisions. And so I'm okay with it. Like I said, but know that it is on, it's on him. Because the athletic director is going to give him whatever he needs. That's at least the sense that we have so far.
Seems that way.
Curious to see what happens with other sports. But yeah. All right, we can continue to discuss that if you want when we return. We will go full until 2, by the way, today. Josh and Jack will be at the Baseball Village starting at 2.
Not me.
It is indeed hot. I'm getting 94 on my watch right now. Should I read you the weather report from this morning?
Yeah, we just talked to Sam. Let's talk to Sam's brother.
That's right. I should have asked him about that, by the way. The main weather story today will be the heat and humidity. This is directly from consulting meteorologist Marty McEwen. Temperatures today will push 100 degrees in Omaha with heat indexes from 105 to 110 from 2 to 7. So we're about to go right into that. The heat index could still be as high as 95 degrees at 9 p.m. A gusty south wind will help take the edge off the conditions, but nonetheless, for fans arriving early to downtown Omaha, it will be very uncomfortable. An isolated thunderstorm cannot be ruled out from 5 to 10. The probability, however, is only about 20%.
This from ESPN.
Yes, what are they saying?
Feels like temperature of 104 at the time of first pitch for MCWS Game 3.
Yeah.
And then they put the A&M helmet and the Tennessee helmet and the championship trophy.
And they were all on fire?
On what looks to be the surface of Mars.
I'd say that's pretty well done. It's pretty well done.
Now it's just an orange glow from the sun, but it looks like Matt Damon in The Martian is going to pop up in the background of that at any second.
You know what'd be funny? I haven't even checked the weather beyond today. Is it going to get cool all of a sudden? Yep. Amazing.
Tomorrow.
Thursday, well, no, tomorrow's still hot.
Oh.
Wednesday's still pretty hot. Thursday is a high of 77 with some rain.
Let's go.
We are like
77.
just and I know a lot of people don't trust the old iPhone weather app, but here it is again. So over the next several days after the College World Series leaves town, starting tomorrow, 95, 87, 77, 89, 80, 76, 84, 86, 79. Basically low to mid 80s. Starting tomorrow.
How's your yard, by the way?
A little burnt.
Oh, really?
A little burnt.
Okay.
It surprisingly has not held up. Like, remember how we were talking about how our lawns were all lush and thick and it goes pretty quick.
Oh,
that water gets sucked out pretty quick.
I'm overdue for a mow, so
Yeah,
maybe that will reveal some patches.
I was able to get a mow in on Saturday morning.
Okay.
And so we're hanging in there. We're doing okay. Are we still in a drought?
Who knows?
Or do we get rid of that with all that? Whatever.
Let's get Marty on the show.
Yeah. We'll talk to Sam. And get his, all right. Back after this on 1620 The Zone.
Previously on The Crossover.
I opened up my fortune cookie last night, and on the front it says, here you can download a bunch of music. And then on the back, there's a QR code for Napster.
Yeah, fortune cookies used to be fun, whimsical. At the end of your chicken fried rice, you're like, boop, boop, boop.
Boop, boop, boop. That's exactly what I did
we had
last night.
Chinese the other night. I don't think we ever got fortune cookies.
Even worse.
Mornings with Sharp and Hanley. The Connor Happer Show. Unsportsmanlike conduct. 6A to 6P. 1620. The Zone. Your Omaha area forecast presented by Funplex Water Park and Rides. From the KETV Newswatch 7 Weather Center on 1620 The Zone.
Dangerously hot and humid for your Monday afternoon with an excessive heat warning in effect until 8 o'clock. Feels like temperatures as high as 115 reaching an actual high today of 101 in Omaha with southerly gusts up to 25 miles an hour. A slight chance for storms to develop after 6 p.m. into mainly southwest Iowa, northwest Missouri. Any storms that pop up could have damaging winds and large hail. Warm, partly cloudy tonight with a low of 74. I'm meteorologist Caitlin Harvey with KUTV Newswatch 7.
The Connor Happer Show returns in minutes on 1620 The Zone.
Fellow Nebraskans, we need your help getting signatures to finally legalize medical marijuana. We only have 3 weeks left. Get to our state's best liquor stores, wine, beer, and spirits today and sign. Support us at nmm2024.org to make donations. Let's go.
Hop into the driver's seat of a new Ford truck or SUV now at Baxter Ford. Choose from hundreds of new Ford F-150s, F-150 Lightnings, F-250s, and F-350s. Baxter Ford has over 250 new SUV models available, including Bronco, Bronco Sport, Escape, Edge, Explorer, Expedition, and more. Plus, all our vehicles come with fair, transparent pricing and no dealer fees. So you only pay for the vehicle, not the paperwork. Get started at BaxterFord.com.
The Nebraska Lottery presents 5 reasons the dollar bill is so great. First, it's always there when you need it. You can always find one folded up in your pocket just waiting to get you out of a jam. Second, it's humble. It doesn't strut around like a 50 or 100 waiting for people to compliment it. Third, it works hard. Whether you need more money for a tip or extra detergent at the laundromat, a dollar bill sure comes in handy. Fourth, it beats lugging around 100 pennies. And fifth, you can use it to buy a Lotto America ticket from the Nebraska Lottery. Lotto America only costs $1. It has a $2 million starting jackpot with drawings every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. And you can add the All-Star bonus for an additional $1 to multiply any prize won. So visit a Nebraska Lottery retailer today and buy a Lotto America ticket. Ooh, sounds like someone tried to pay with 100 pennies. So sad.
Lotto America top prize odds 1 in 26 million. Funplex asked an AI assistant where you find ultimate summer fun. And,
Funplex, Nebraska's largest water park and rides, now with the brand new spinning, tilting Wipeout. Tasty treats, special events, private cabanas, and more. Probability of unforgettable fun, 100%. Funplex is the best choice for an all-in-one day of summer excitement.
So, see you at Funplex then?
I am a language model.
Yeah, fair enough. Get your human tickets at fun-plex.com. Let's go!
Twisted Thunder Fireworks is going to save you big money. You'll find the best variety and the lowest prices in the entire state of Nebraska. Don't believe us? See page after page of products and pricing online at twistedthunder.com, where you can watch everything before you buy and choose local pickup so it's ready to go for you at the tent. Go to twistedthunder.com to check out all of our locations in Nebraska as well as our location in Council Bluffs. That's twistedthunder.com.
Can't escape the office this summer? Make your workdays tastier with delicious savings from EasyCater, the #1 site for workplace catering. With over 100,000 restaurants to choose from, save up to $40 when you order from participating restaurants. These scrumptious discounts are available exclusively on EasyCater.com. So order some food for work and save some green with delicious summer savings. Order now at EasyCater.com. Order must be placed and received between June 24th and July 5th. Restrictions apply. See offer details.
Hey, everybody, it's Jimmy Allen here.
And John Schreiner.
When the After Hours Lounge opens from 6 to 8 p.m., I drag John into all my conspiracy theories.
And I put up fierce resistance as the voice of reason in the room.
But along the way, we hit all the usual suspects: Huskers, Jays, Bruins.
And nobody goes in-depth on high school sports, bringing you all the best teams from around the Omaha Metro.
So stop by, open up a tab, and join in the crazy.
As the sports schedule allows,
we're brought to you by Bellevue University
on 1620 The Zone.
Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Here comes the clown.
I asked somebody from ESPN at the beginning of the College World Series, I said, did you guys bring one of those giant thermometers that you could put on the screen?
Oh, good question.
And they said, no, we didn't bring one this time, sadly. And so then I asked some members that are, I asked Dan, the grounds crew manager, Dan Blank. I was like, do you guys have one of those giant thermometers that you could put out? And he's like, yeah, I got a bunch of them that we've collected over the years, but he didn't put them out.
Oh.
So tonight, guess what? Guess what's coming out? Big thermometer. You're going to get the still camera shot of, you know what it's going to be? It's going to be that exact same picture that you just described. It'll be the trophy, and then it'll be the two helmets. It'll look like it's on the surface of Mars, and then there will be big thermometer next to it. And it'll say 100 shot. It'll say 152 degrees. No, the opening shot's got to be the Bob.
Oh, well, of course.
Because I think Omaha, I think the Bob.
Definitely. Everyone does.
But then you go pretty much straight to big thermometer after that.
All right. We open up on Big Bob, and then I want to star wipe to big thermometer.
Da, da. Yeah. Big thermometer is going to make an appearance tonight.
Oh, yeah.
I got no concerns whatsoever. It might say that it's 132 degrees on the field.
On the field, yeah.
Yeah. Good question from the 402.
Hi, 402.
Can we get a shot of Jeff Kent holding big thermometer?
No.
You don't think he would do it?
I don't think he's doing anything for anyone not named Jeff Kent.
Oh, come on. What's wrong? What's wrong with you and Jeff Kent? You have beef with Jeff Kent?
I'm sorry. Do you remember Jeff Kent?
I remember Jeff Kent, yeah.
It just, the pleasant conversations he had with many on his own team.
They have shown him quite a lot during the College World Series as his son, Caden, has had a great College World Series.
He has. Congratulations to the Kent
but
family.
Wasn't he also the guy who got picked off yesterday? And they were like, and then they showed Jeff Kent, and he was like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Just trying to chew these
that was
seeds
awesome
here, kid.
We've had some really great father-son moments during this College World Series. It's another nice one. Hey, by the way, so mentioned at the top of the show here that David Pierce, the coach of Texas baseball, got fired today. So I want to read you these tweets from Kendall Rogers.
Oh, scoop.
So he said, FYI, I'll have plenty of thoughts of the Texas baseball job a little later this afternoon. I've been sitting on plenty of information over the last week. I'll unveil some of that and where I think the Horns will go from this point forward. So I look forward to reading D1 baseball. And then he was asked, why have you been sitting on it? And he said, it was a delicate situation on the UT side. Kirk Bowles, who originally broke the story, digs into this. Also, I would not rule anyone out at this point based on what I know today. There are caveats for a couple guys more soon.
Ed Service?
I would probably rule him out.
Wow.
Yeah.
He should have ruling anyone out.
Kendall should have said that in his tweet. He should have said, I would rule
parenthetically afterwards.
Yeah, nobody out except for Ed Service. I would probably rule him out.
Well, he's retiring.
That's right. That's why I said that. Exactly. All right. Yep. So game number 3 tonight in extreme temperatures from the surface of Mars.
You're going to want
could be fun.
Big ice cream cone.
Will Josh hang out? Will Josh go down to the ballpark tonight and hang out with some of his favorite people? The luminaries like Morgan Wallen. I wonder if Morgan, now I haven't seen any videos yet, so I wonder if he's still in town. But if he would have been still in town, if he is still in town today and didn't like take the PJ and go home last night and then come back, which that would be stupid.
That would be stupid.
We definitely would have seen video of him from somewhere around town, right?
Today, like Morgan Wallen's at the zoo. Oh, here's my Snapchat video of Morgan Wallen at the zoo.
I mean last night.
Oh, last night.
Last night, he would have went to the old market and had some fun.
Is that a Morgan Wallen song?
It sure is.
Okay.
See, I know things.
You do. You're of music.
I have not seen any Morgan Wallen videos around Omaha today, which is probably ultimately a good thing. Also, Josh, why don't you go down to the Jello Shot store and get one of the shots that Clay Travis bought everybody?
We've had those shots.
Yeah. But wouldn't it make it better if Clay Travis got it for you?
It would not.
Oh.
It would not. I don't agree with his sports takes.
Sports takes? Does he have any of those anymore?
Or his takes.
He has a lot of takes.
He does.
Know that. By the way, the update on the shot board.
LSU, by the way.
So yeah,
is that what you were going to read?
Well, that will be yes. That will be part of this. We'll get to the LSU part. So Tennessee has the edge over Texas A&M here heading into this final day, mostly thanks to Clay Travis's very, very nice donation to Tennessee fans, or bought 1,000 Jello shots for everybody. So they're up by like 20, about 3,000 ish going into the final day. But also there was this, as Josh just mentioned, $8,485 has been raised by LSU baseball fans, and their team wasn't even here. They have a food bank donation link that LSU has opened up, all to give to the Greater Baton Rouge food bank. Well, I guess that Rocco's has opened up, and that they're helping give back to LSU, since LSU was so giving to Omaha last year. And they have gotten in on the action and raised almost $9,000 for the food bank. Amazing. LSU's still trying to win the shot contest, even though they're not even here.
We have a title to defend.
They're not even here. Tough look for Virginia, who's going to get last.
LSU finished ahead of Virginia in this year's Jello Shot Challenge.
Like a lot ahead of Virginia. Yeah. A couple texts
Virginia,
here.
stop coming here.
So no, we like Virginia.
We don't want you here.
Oh, we're fine with Virginia, Josh. Don't be mean to Virginia. I have a couple things that we need to get to.
Okay.
A lot of disputes about what it's like on the surface of Mars.
I've seen this. I have heard this.
Jeff tweets in at Connor Happer. By the way, the surface of Mars is cold. The surface of Venus is hot. And Aaron says on the text line, Connor, the surface of Mars averages about negative 85 degrees Fahrenheit. I think you mean Venus. No, I was not saying that the game will be played on the surface of Venus. Nobody would say that. It looks like it's being played on Mars because it's red.
Yes, it's a visual joke. It's not
dirty. Now, it won't feel like it'll be played on the surface of Mars because Mars has no atmosphere.
Don't come in here with your well actuallys.
Hank writes in, it's not hot on Mars, FYI.
Look,
I'm not going to defend myself. I'm not going to. Sure. I made a mistake. I thought that it was hot on Mars.
I made a visual joke.
Yep.
About what the surface of Mars looks like and its color.
I look at the window right now and I'm like, wow, that looks like Mars. Guess what I don't think? It's negative 85 degrees outside.
In December, when we make the same joke that, it looks like the surface of Mars out there, you're all going to come at us and be like, oh, well, actually.
Aaron also writes in, but currently it looks very blue outside, which blue suns are actually much hotter than our own sun. Fact of the day.
Okay,
Josh?
First of all, I'm learning a lot.
Yep. Not the best, planet show, space show.
What is the best planet show on 1620 The Zone, do you think?
Who's the best at knowing things about planets?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'd like to put all my knowledge to use. I don't have much useless knowledge. I like to put it all to use.
I mean, it's got to be Bishop, right?
It's got to be John.
It's Bishop or nobody, right?
I feel like if you like NASCAR, you probably like spaceships.
Or maybe it's Nick Grimm.
Oh yeah, he knows about space.
Yeah,
for sure. What do you think about that? If you like NASCAR, do you like spaceships?
I feel like that's a good generalization.
And if you know something about spaceships, then you probably know something about, what it's like on Mars or the moon or something like that.
Again, I think that's a fair intellectual leap to make.
You're interested in space in some way.
Mm-hmm.
Make a pull question out of that.
Okay.
If you like NASCAR, are you probably interested in space? Send that one out. Andy writes in.
Hi, Andy.
Well, actually, Matt Damon never actually ate poop potatoes. All of my knowledge of anything about planets comes from either Apollo 13 or The Martian. That's it. That's all I got for you.
So I once had the opportunity to talk about movies with an astronaut. And the astronaut told me that obviously Apollo 13 is the most scientifically accurate space movie. And I asked him as a follow-up, like, okay, take away that we haven't actually been to Mars. How scientifically accurate is
the depictions of Mars?
Is The Martian? And he said, yeah, obviously we've never been to Mars, but take that out of the equation. The movie is
absolutely nails.
Pretty accurate.
Hell yeah.
As to what would
Yeah, but how do you know? You've never been to Mars. Nobody's ever been to Mars. By the way, I'm looking at a list right now. Best space movies of all time. Number 1, 2001: A Space Odyssey. Number 2,
Boring.
The Martian.
Great movie.
Number 3, WALL-E.
WALL-E. Not a Star Wars to be found.
Number 4.
Oh, okay.
Number 4. Let's see. What else we got in the top 10? Galaxy Quest. Moon. What is this list? This is a weird list.
This is a weird list. Where's Apollo 13?
Apollo 13 has not shown up yet, and I am at 14. Interstellar comes in at number 14.
Also
Guardians of the Galaxy?
Where is Apollo 13?
Apollo 11 is on here before Apollo 13. All right, now I'm going to have to officially search it. Apollo 13 came in at number 27 on this list. Wow. That is obscene.
I don't like this list.
Wow.
I don't like where we've gone.
Aaron follows up again. He says, unfortunately, Josh can tell you that I know way too much about some of this dumb stuff. Josh Peterson, who's Aaron's friend. Josh Peterson absolutely knows the least about space. That I have almost zero doubt.
He read that book about aliens.
He reads books.
Ripped right through it.
The man reads books.
He allows himself to wonder.
Greg and Hastings says Nick Grimm likes F1, which is essentially like driving a spaceship. Nick knows planets. Nick is a very inquisitive young boy.
Absolutely.
And so I assume he has some questions about space. And
he's always asking us to have whimsy and wonder.
Yeah, like in our fortune cookies.
Yes.
Things of that nature.
Boop, boop, boop.
Hey, quickly before we take a break, we'll transition from the whimsical into a bit of a sad story. Caught word yesterday that Mike Riley's wife, Dee Riley, passed away. So, and I saw all the tributes to her. I read Aaron Sorensen's story, which she did a really good job. They had
heard it's very good. It's on my list.
They had gotten a pretty good relationship, and her, she had always kind of had health issues when she was here. Ultimately, a couple of years ago, she was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and so I cannot think. We talk about Rule and his wife, just being a person who was around the program during that time. Dee was always around, and she was seriously all these stories that you're hearing today. So, like the Rileys are like the best of people, right? And they have all even how they kind of got chewed up and spit out a little bit at Nebraska. They've always been like super appreciative of their time here. And in the initial tweet that I saw yesterday that where the news broke, where Dee had passed away, it said, one of the sentences in the tweet was, "It was one of the best marriages ever." And I just thought that was a perfect line, even though it's like super hyperbolic or whatever it is. Like those two, seriously care about each other so much. So I hated to hear that yesterday. For Mike, who, I think people really, and for people who were around the program during that time, but especially for Coach Riley, who, I think people, if after you get past the, what was going on from a football perspective, you're like, damn, that was a good dude.
Yeah,
and
definitely one of the good guys in the sport.
Yeah. So sad news yesterday. All right, quick timeout. We got one more segment before we're out of here on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Remember, no matter how you listen, it's still AM radio. 1620 The Zone.
Are you annoyingly inattentive? Do you watch a movie and then ask a zillion questions because you weren't paying attention? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. Head to Mattress Firm's July 4th sale and get a king bed for a queen price. Save up to $700 plus a free adjustable base with select Sealy mattresses. All with free and fast delivery. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Is your concrete cracked or uneven? Hey everyone, Coach Greg McDermott here to explain why you should choose Everlevel Concrete Repair. Many people think they need to replace broken concrete, but repairing it provides durable protection and comes at a fraction of the cost. Everlevel provides permanent repair solutions to fix your concrete and protect it against future damage, and it all comes with a long-term transferable warranty. They offer free inspections to walk you through the entire process. Call Everlevel Concrete Repair today.
Life hack number 7. Get an iPhone 12 on Straight Talk. Life hack. Here's how it works. You walk into Walmart, go to the electronics section, ask for iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system, and select the new Silver Unlimited plan. They'll smile because it's a good plan. You get real unlimited data all for just $20 a month for the whole first year. Get it at Walmart or StraightTalk.com. Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Taxes and fees apply. Requires activation of iPhone 12 and a new Silver Unlimited plan or higher end auto pay enrollment. $25 a month service credit applied for up to 12 months if eligibility requirements are met. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com.
Watching a ball game at Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill is pretty awesome. Oscar's offers the MLB package, so your team is always on their upgraded audio-video system, and nothing is better than watching the game with a cold frosty one, Oscar's Pizza, or award-winning char-buffed wings. And with daily lunch and dinner specials, it's really a no-brainer. So get ready to watch your favorite team play ball at Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill, 173rd and West Center Road, and takeout at 162nd and Maple.
The Zone Inbox is brought to you by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. Email me, Connor Happer, with the Connor Happer Show at Connor, CONNOR, at 1620thezone.com. Send me your love, your hate, and maybe a few hot takes. The Zone Inbox, presented by Equitable Bank.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Poll questions at Happer Show on the JTech Construction Zone Twitter feed. Is it easy to go to sleep? Yeah, sure is.
Very divisive question.
You just go to sleep.
Yeah. I've literally never had trouble.
You're right, Josh. It is quite divisive. 51% currently saying no.
Wow.
It is pretty much dead even at the moment. So get your votes in. Team easy to sleep for sure. Josh could say the same because he is the Mike Francesa of the Omaha market. Do you like a kale salad? Yes or no? I do. I appreciate the crunch.
I want to more than I actually do. I'm going to vote no.
77% say no. Not surprising. If someone finds the Russian tortoise, should they put it in the running back room instead of throwing it in Lake Zarinsky?
Yes.
Yes. 71% say yes.
Good job, audience.
Are there a lot of leagues?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. 77% say yes. And finally, if you like NASCAR, are you probably interested in space?
Yes.
I don't know why, but this feels right to me.
I've received a text from someone listening that said, you know, that can backfire on you, and probably a lot of flat earthers in that audience as well.
Interesting.
A lot of flat earthers in every audience, I imagine.
62% currently saying no. But it's early. In fact, it shifted down to 60-40 just now. Those are the polls, Josh. What are we watching tonight?
We are watching the College World Series. 6 o'clock on ESPN. tonight, Texas A&M and Tennessee. Tennessee has last ups, as you would call it, I guess.
Yes.
If you're wondering, CWS Finals Game 3. There is an alt cast on ESPNU if you want to watch the entire game from the umpire's position, which seems like it would give me a headache.
Yes.
But it is available for you.
I have seen clips from, and they cut to it on the regular ESPN broadcast from time to time. That's enough.
Yes.
Thank you, ESPN.
Stanley Cup Finals Game 7 tonight in Florida. Edmonton Oilers looking to come back from a 3-0 deficit. 7 o'clock puck drop tonight on ABC. No Canadian team has hoisted Lord Stanley since 1993.
The Hoist Boys.
The Hoist Boys. Major League Baseball, the Guardians and the Orioles, 6:35 tonight, MLB TV, free game of the day. The winner is the third team in baseball to reach 50 wins this season.
Somebody break up the Cleveland Guardians.
Maybe it will be Cade Povich, who is on the mound tonight for the Orioles.
I'm sick of these guys. They don't have any good players, but yet Jose Ramirez, but they don't have any other good players. And then somehow they just are the best team in baseball. It's very stupid to me.
Makes no sense. Also, in former Huskers pitching news, Spencer Schwellenbach on the hill tonight for the Atlanta Braves as they are at Busch Stadium, 6:45 on MLB Network. Cubs and Giants, 8:45 on ESPN Plus, and the Olympic track and field trials continue tonight.
No love for Waldron? You got Schwelly, you got Povich. What about Waldron?
It's not on TV.
Oh, okay, MLB.TV.
Well, yes. 7 o'clock NBC for those Olympic track and field trials. Finals tonight include the men's 400 and 1,500 meters and the women's 800 and 5,000 meters, which sounds like a lot of times around the track.
5,000 meters?
Yes.
It is.
400 is a lap.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
You do the math on your own. I can't count that high.
Yep.
That's what to watch.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Connor.
That is what we're watching tonight, and that is indeed the show. Coming up, it's one more OBV special from OBV itself, from the surface of Venus.
That's right. We strive for accuracy.
Not Mars, Venus. Enjoy the game tonight. Any final pick, Josh? Tennessee or
I'm less confident in it, but I said Aggies before the series, so I gotta keep it going.
Might as well stick with the Vols, I suppose. No idea what's going to happen though. Could be a lot of fun.
That's the fun.
Enjoy it on 1620 The Zone. The Village Show will lead you right into the game. That is with Josh Peterson and Jack Mitchell, and it's coming up next on 1620 The Zone.
Live from the Host Coffee Studio, this is 1620 The Zone.
We are excited to announce the grand opening of Saul's Jewelry and Loan's new downtown location. It's a Saul's shopping experience like you've never seen in this beautiful, historic location. And of course, we brought in tons of new inventory, amazing jewelry finds at our famous best in town prices, motorcycles, tools, bikes, guitars. And as always, get a cash on the spot loan from $10,000 to $50,000. Everything you've come to expect from Saul's in our new location. 22nd and Harney, downtown Omaha, Saul's Jewelry and Loan.
How do you celebrate the expansion of Lindley Clothing with the addition of Well Suited? Well, you have a BOGO 50% off sale. Right now, Lindley Clothing, buy one, get one 50% off sale on suits and sports coats. Buy one suit or sports coat at regular price and get a suit or sport coat of equal or lesser value at 50% off. Now, the sale is going on now, but it ends with a bang on July 3rd. If you haven't been to Lindley Clothing, get there now and check out Well Suited as well. More sizes, more styles, more selection. In the Linden Market at 132nd and West Dodge, you'll enjoy easy access to Lindley Clothing.
Email unsportsmanlike conduct on the Equitable Bank Zone inbox with whatever is on your mind, from your hot takes to what you think is one. The Zone inbox is brought to you by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. We want to hear from you on the Equitable Bank Zone inbox.
ZZ Top, the Elevation Tour.